Cole Nova is here, he's the leader of Alpha, leading the charge. Yeah. With his main man Heavy, hit up right by his side at the raid. Together they fight, and guard their corner, rich and valor, fighting for good. They refuse to back down in this war for justice. They wear the crown. Cole Nova and Heavy Hitter, they rise from the dust. Fighting for their cause, they never back down. With Big Boy Leroy, his feet firmly underground. In the face of danger, they fight through it all. Champions of hope, they rise to the top. Through shadows of doubt, they light up the way. With power and purpose, they seize every day. Their enemy tremble in the dark. Cole Nova and Heavy Hitter are heroes embark in the big galaxy that's covered by night. They bring the fire and ammunition to ignite. For it's Alpha they serve, their honor was true. Cole Nova and Heavy Hitter, they rise from the dust. Fighting for the cause, they never back down. With Big Boy Leroy, his feet firmly on the ground. In the face of danger, they fight through it all. Champions of hope, they rise to the top. For every shadow, they bring the light. Cole Nova and Alpha, defenders of the right.
I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity, project I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will, got the dark matter token going up, I can tell. Hey, I can tell this is the start of something fresh. Shout out Hex Revision and on the Hex, yes. I confess, Hexicans don't stress, cause as a community we wanna. So tell me, are you in, or tell me, are you out? Do you want to win, or do you chase the clout? What is this really about? The treasury and lottery. If you meant dark tokens, you can get a part of it. So how does it work? Let me explain. First you buy the dark token, now you're in the game. Then you mint the dark and get a fuel cell. That's an NFT, one that earns yield. As long as you have it, it feels like magic. But if you vaporize the NFT, that's tragic. So most think crypto is a game. Are you here for the fame, or here to make a name? See, Hexicans reign, we create our own lane. I thought I told you, we the new financial gain. AGProject.io was the flow. And if you know what I know, then you know what I know. That's just how it go. Something like to support the team, the dream. Public service announcement, t.me/anti-gravity saga is the Telegram. Tap in. It's for y'all. I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity, project I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will, got the dark matter token going up, I can tell.
Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And it's Monday morning hang. Not a lot of stuff has changed other than, the market is to continue to drive, dip, dive, duck, and dive. And so here, let's just share some stuff. We are hopefully going to go over some graphs today, show you guys what's going on and what is projected in the future. But as you can see, we've got 3 days, 23 hours until we can mint J4 fuel cells. So get your dark matter tokens ready, because this is the place you go, agproject.io, to mint your dark matter tokens into fuel cells, which right now everyone's like, man, everything is cheap. Everything is cheap, man. Everything is cheap. The next lottery is going down in 3 days, 12 hours. So Thursday night, this is going down. 20,000 tokens are being drawn out. So the winner should be getting over 12 dark matter per winner, which that's going to be crazy. Treasury is going to pay out as well. Another chunk out of this, $250,000 of this is a quarter of the whole supply right here. So about 8% of this is going to drop into Journey 1, 2, and 3. And we'll show you that on the graphs hopefully today. And then also the evil address. Look, no more Scrape. Scrape's gone. Wonder when it'll come back, or if it'll come back. But this mint will be active, so you can mint for the evil address and pump the evil address's money, dark matter, into the treasury and into the lottery, which is great. Obviously, here we are on Pulse. Let's go to our Monday morning hangout. And sorry, my speaker's off. Let me do that real quick, and then I can morning hangout. Pause that so you're not hearing that. And then let's chat right here.
Bluetooth connected.
We got Hexy Armstrong in the chat. Hoy mates. And yeah, this is how you can chat on Twitter if you're watching live on Twitter. Boom. And then click your message right down here. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this was yesterday's. I thought there'd be cake. 155 views, not bad. If you guys want to like and share and post these out, repost these, that helps a lot. That helps a lot with the algorithms and everything like that. There we go. Get eaten up by the minter. Yeah, your friend saw me. Thought exercise. What would happen if a large amount of liquidity is bonded between P dye and good dye? It would just get gangrene. Like, what happens if you put a good leg on a poisonous body? What happens if you put if you join someone with cancer and you sew them next to someone without cancer? They're probably getting cancer. It's probably not good for either of them. Yeah, they'd get eaten up by the miner. So you're just giving them more energy to suck out of there when you jump in there. But I like the positivity. Tito Gutierrez liked my post. Thank you very much. Yeah, Hex to $1 is a much better narrative. Much, much better. Like, leave the P-Dye homies alone. We have E-Dye from Ethereum, and that one's been pegged to $1 since I can remember. So we got our E-Dye. Let the P-Dye die. The more you guys give it love and attention, the more you're just not great. Yeah, people are hoping that this is the last dump before the next pump, hoping for a pumpy pump. We'll go into the markets really quick. Make sure you guys go to coinmarketleague.com every day. You can go to all and find your favorites, or you can just go to Pulse Chain if you just want to vote on the Pulse Chain ones. We're going to vote for Carpe Diem because those guys are absolutely awesome. Really good founder over there, Sealy, who's also in our Telegram and been helping us a lot with the technicals. Big brain dude. Carpe Diem is the first pension on the blockchain, so it's more like a retirement. It's very interesting the way they've set that up. Here's Hex. Gotta give Hex some love. We love our baby Hex. We'll share that and we'll post it. There we go. And what's the next one here? We've got dark. Let's vote for dark matter. Dark matter's up 17% today. Not bad. It took a decent little bounce, as we'll see on the charts coming up here. Yeah, I love it. We love dark matter more than anything else. Yes. What is $1 on the way to 100? I freaking love it. I love that, Briss. Love it, Briss. Boom. boom, is Black Monday coming for crypto? Dude, it's been black Q1 basically right here. So yeah, Black Monday, dude. It's been black, all black, everything, all black, everything. We got Hocus Pocus. We vote for that, baby. Give it some love. Give it some love. Share that Hocus Pocus out. If you know, you might want to go look at some of the Hocus Pocus farms that are paying hundreds of percent APR. Shout out to OX Bistro. I thought the OX Bistro, see, like I was just thinking of the price of dark in DAI over here. There's 33.5 dark sitting here for sale. I thought they'd be all out of the market, but these tokens that we are accepting payment in have dropped faster and harder than dark. So there's actually a little bit of an arbitrage opportunity over here where you can make money off dark. Can you sell money on? Can you go dump it? No, not really. Nope. We don't have much liquidity here. We talked about that in a cool meeting with no permissions recently. Hey, what's up? What's up, Don?
What's happening, y'all?
Long time I was just going through our liquidity that we went over on the no permissions call.
Yes.
They were asking us, what's up with the liquidity? What's up with liquidity? Because let's see, here's the liquidity that we can scan on Beekeeper BlockHive. And basically, we don't want to be exit liquidity for this cancer and this gangrene and this poison that's pumping through the system. So we've got close to $12,000 of non-V3 liquidity. V3 doesn't mean it's always single-sided or sell. Sometimes it's just concentrated in a more specific range of a token to improve your fees. But basically, yeah, if you look at this, we got a little bit of SolidX, Nope, Most, Hex. Somewhere down here, there's Pink Miss Well. Look at that. We got $1.43 paired with Pink Miss. We might be seeing some liquidity join with Pink Miss Well. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ask you this: what is that? What about the 2FUCks liquidity? Is that all gone now, or is it not? Just
no, that's most of this. That's most of the 13K.
Oh, so
right
that's
there.
combined. That's considered in. I thought it broke it out as a separate category on this site.
On this side, it might show the pools.
I thought it used to.
I think it used to, and now it just breaks it down into its pairs because there's 15 pairs across those 6 tokens inside the pool.
Right.
And so SolidX, some of this $3,000 is the SolidX that's paired in there. So we got SolidX, Nope, X, and Pulse, I believe, are the ones we put in there. So yeah, which is weird. I don't see any of the X token. X protocol here at all.
That's what I'm saying. So it's got to not be there now. Or I wonder if they're using any type of like Rabby or DeBank interfaces that now it makes it to where they're not showing as much. Because I swear it used to show the 2FUC stuff. Because I'm pretty sure there's still some in there with the Saturn.
Yeah, but like I said,
it used to be its own category.
Yeah, the only comparing that I want right now is with Pink Miss Well because that chart is just ridiculous. Let's take a look at the Pink Miss Well chart. Yeah, it's like a cobra coiling up right here.
Yeah,
like a snake. And there's a good reason for that. It's because our crazy ride or die, completely loyal people in Dark Matter have been buying this and sending it to the Pink Miss Well to say thanks for all of his work, for him doing the heavy lifting and really helping us during this crazy market.
Yeah,
and so
very little selling. I mean,
he's sitting on almost 76% of the total right now, and this 10% is locked liquidity again in Pulse from graduating from Top Tires.
Yeah, okay, they still have yeah.
And then we got one with 11.5. This wouldn't have had been during graduation to grab 115 million.
Yeah.
Then you got 14, 10, 3, a few ones all the way down here to this one right here. Oh, and this one's liquidity, by the way, too. This is like liquidity with Dragon or Dark. This 3 million.
Well, it couldn't be Dark because we only saw what $1.14 of liquidity. So it has to be
so
Dragon.
I think it's Dragon.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like here, let's do this. Let's just copy.
I guess we could see it and then see if there is something broken on the site.
Let's copy this and see where is our liquidity in the Pink Miss Well token.
Yeah, good question.
We'll scan that one. Ends in B872. Usually Smo Spider's quick on the draw and posting all these links in comments before I can. Yeah, look at this. There's 19 grand of liquidity right there.
Pulse XP2.
And it's basically like, here you go. You got Dragon, Gold, and Dark.
So which is gold?
Gold 6T has $2. I don't know what Gold 6T is. Yeah, but Dragon has $59, and then Pulse is basically the whole line share. There's no V3.
Yeah.
So like this is all locked liquidity against Pulse, which is not great right now, as Pulse is trying to figure out what to do with the P-Die whore. But once we figure out how to kick that whore out of the apartment, well, I think that's what a lot of the whales in our ecosystem are waiting to figure out, is like, when's the cancer, when's the gangrene going to be cut out?
Yeah, when's she going to be found in the back of the trunk?
Yeah, just you pay him to leave, right? That's what I'm told, is you pay him to leave, and we just need to get him to leave,
or you force it out, like that.
Yeah,
that's
what. So these right here are actually a really good deal. It says they're $9.54, and that's in hex or in die. But if you look at these other ones, if I went to view and then I went to show more, and I think I can check it with these others, but it'll basically tell you the value of it right here. There's $299 value. PulseX is up, but if you continue to go with some of these other ones, like Ink or the other ones, you'll see that where it's asking much less, or it's worth more in these other versions right here. Yeah. So it's not that out of the money, or it's in the money depending on which token you buy it with.
Gosh, dude, there was one point when 33 Dark was what, like $3,000, a little over.
Yeah.
And I mean, here's the thing, guys, no promises, no, of course, no guarantees of future action, but just looking at it and knowing that what we discussed in the no permissions meeting is that liquidity is thin. But as you guys know, watching this, in case there's anyone new watching this, which we always hope there are, especially new X viewers, that is intentional. It's not that just liquidity dried up and people don't have interest in providing liquidity. It's that, you ideally, just like the OA, you ideally want to see some defensive price when a project's founded. And so if you know that liquidity is thin at the moment, and you can get non-slippage tokens at close to the best price we've seen, at least close to the best sustained price we've seen, when that liquidity comes back in, and some other, no guarantees of future actions, but when the volume picks back up and the chain does well, it's a good token. It's a good token to be in. In fact, I mean, when you compare DART to most of the tokens and the performance on the chain, it's a chart that's up and to the right.
Yeah.
And that says something.
And I don't want to speak out of turn, but if you as a community are committed enough and loyal enough to make a chart like this,
yeah,
then do we honestly need to wait for Papa Richard to come home? Do we really need to wait for, obviously we do want to wait for the poison to leave the system, but if we were to have a fun, engaging game or ecosystem where people had something to do, because right now I feel like choosing to go 11 days between lotteries was still too long.
Oh, dude,
people get bored waiting for lotteries. People get bored waiting for
absolutely
for the minting window. And if we could do it, if we go back in time, we would have them overlap. So you'd be able to mint every day leading up to the next one. But unfortunately, this is how you learn. You release products, you see what the users like and want, and then you try to meet those needs and wants. And
the design is still excellent. It's just that and unfortunately we've got something to satisfy that patience, that drain on patience that 11 days can be.
Yeah, so we're working on a fun Russian roulette style game with horrible odds, by the way. I mean, like 1 in 369 is not good odds.
Right.
Really not. That you get way better odds playing, by minting your fuel cells.
Indeed. However,
with this other one,
upside rewards.
Yeah. The rewards have a really nice upside. So I'm just saying, and this game, every time people play it, it actually adds buy pressure to very, very thin liquidity.
Exactly.
So it'll be interesting to see. Now, granted, I'm sure the bots will be front running and all that stuff, but after a while, it's still gonna be beneficial, I believe. I mean, look, we got Pulse has a little bounce, thankfully a higher bounce than we had before. Hex also has a slightly higher bounce.
Yep.
Pulse X has a much higher bounce.
Yeah, higher low.
That's good looking. Ink is kind of shit in the bed. It's got a bounce, but it's got a lot of things going on with it right now.
Yes, it does. Quite a few.
Yeah, Solid X is showing some strength in the floor. Yep. And Pink Miswell, like I said, it's just Pink Miswell is just ridiculous.
Please turn. Want some pizza?
I love them. Okay. So yeah, Pink Miswell is screaming, and so I look for this is the only one that I would really want to pair my liquidity with right now while we're in this darkness. And then of course dark matter is just clawing its way back up from it went all the way down to $7, $6.90. Nice. Like what was this low? Yeah, $6.78. People were basically getting free dark, as far as I'm concerned today. Literally just free bags of dark.
Anything under 15, well, even 15 is cheap. You know what I mean? But I mean, with some of the targets that are on this thing, you know. But yeah, it's given where everyone else's bags are at and what you're likely purchasing with. I know that purchasing power has gone down unless you were smart and got into stables. With your non-dart tokens. But yeah, it's not a bad time either.
Lovely. Well, and like I said, when you price it in Pulse, it's a completely different story.
Right.
Look at that channel going up. Jaden.
Hold on one moment. I have the little one coming to say hi. Hey, do you want to come say hi? I will come look, but do you want to come say hi real quick? And then I'll come look? Yeah. Okay. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Good.
Say, I hope you're having fun.
You're having fun?
Did you hear him, Max? He said you're having fun?
I am having fun. It's probably weird because my face is frozen.
Yeah, you can't see him.
So
That's where his face normally is, but it's spinning. You can't see his face right now.
Yeah. But here's our Nostradamus, also known as our Astrodamus chart. Black Swan event with every single lottery payout. Black Swan event during our minting. Black Swan event. We got a Black Swan event even before we went and have our drawing on Thursday night here. So
very
who
true.
knows what's going to happen?
One moment, I just have to look at something he built.
Okay. Now let's look at Actuator. We threw $70 into Actuator of Hex to make delegated stakes, so liquid T-shares. So we have a bunch of 15,000 liquid T-shares here, thanks to our friends at Actuator. And we've already been paid out 20 Hex and 20 HTT that we could extract right now. So the 20 Hex is our interest on our liquid T-shares. The 20 HTT are liquid tokens that we can use and go put to work if we want. So if we take the HTT tokens and we go to their pools and we pair their HTT tokens, which are liquid T-shares, with Hex or with Pulse or one of these other ones, they even have a Hex complex pool you can join. But basically you pair these and then you deposit that into the Actuator farm, which always takes 3 clicks to open. I don't know why this thing doesn't. There we go. That's the farms. That's the vaults. We just want to go to the farms. Come on, baby. Get us to the farms. Maybe I just have to wait a second. Might give us a little bit of time. Yeah, farms doesn't want to be chosen. I think it's because it's the best kept secret in Hex community and stakes. Oh, so you can end some stakes here, but they haven't been redeemed. So you can get paid to end other people's stakes. But there we go. Here we are at farm. We're making 108% APR on this $50. It was 70. The market went down. Now it's worth 50. But as you can see, we've accumulated 5,147 Actuator. And we can take these Actuator once they're worth more than the fees, and we can actually lock them in a vault for 90 days. And if we lock the Actuator in a vault for 90 days, or well, I mean, once you lock them, it starts earning, but basically it pays you HTTs. So it's a full circle that you can compound completely. So you can take these actuators, put them to work, get HTTs, go back to your stake, and you can retire your HTTs. So basically you're paying back your loan of the liquid T-shares. So you basically pay back your entire loan and have all those actuator tokens as a bonus at the end of this. And every single one of these HTT are redeemable for a hex on day 7,000, which is the 31st of January, 2039. So these are just going to be working the whole time up until then. But like I said, they're liquid. If I needed to end my stake, or I needed to cash out, something happened, I wouldn't have to emergency end stake this. I could just take all my HTTs and go to Pateus or go to OX Bistro. I could sell all my HTTs and cash out. And that wouldn't kill, that wouldn't EES my stake over here on Actuator. Actuator really is just so damn cool, and just like the best thing you can do if you want to put your hex to work. Second thing that you could do as well is go to stakehouse.io, stakehouse pools, and you can join one of these pools. It'll maximize your bonus in your hex stake, and it'll also save you in fees. And they have stuff that's 30 days, 60 days. They've even got the Cuatro Cincos you can throw in here to earn on. So this is a way to get better yield, better bonus for your staking your hex right here. Of course, Fatty.io, Fatty.io is to start trying to put things together to basically be what we lost in DeBank. So it'll show you some of your farms, it'll show some of your liquidity pools, and they're working on this and adding stuff every day. So it's going to be checking, and hopefully this will be a good replacement for DeBank, which we really enjoyed when it was here. Dark matter supply, there is still just a silly amount of supply locked up here. Let's see how much supply is locked outside of Firewall here. We've got 46.87% locked in the evil addresses smart contract. That's all going to be minted, basically. And then you got 26% locked in the treasury and the fuel cells. And then you got 10.97, almost 11% locked in the mystery box right there. And then you've got 30.98, almost 4% locked into mystery well right here, who we haven't seen sold or mint yet. That's a question mark. And then we're going to add Pink Mist Well, which is sitting on 1.69, nice, 69%. So we're at 90% right here, not counting this well that's been minting, this well that's been minting, and then you got the Firewall at 0.5%, little like 0.6%. So if we added these other 2%, plus 2, now we're looking at 92%, which is completely off the market as far as we can tell. Don't get me wrong. Pink Mist Well and this mystery well and the mystery box, they could dump tomorrow. It just doesn't make logical sense that they would. So 92% of this is locked up. So if 92% of this is locked up and 75% of this is locked up, what could a chart look like? Is all I'm saying. Just throwing that out there. Are you back with us, Don?
Yes. And I've got that Excel spreadsheet if you wanted me to share.
Yeah. Let me stop my screen share
because I put a line in there, and I want to make sure that it's easy
and
to
pull up yours.
Math. Okay, 1 second. I gotta go back to this, and then I have to plug this into just in case. Plug the iPad in, and then share screen. Oh my gosh, dude! It doesn't let me on this version. Okay, are you able to actually no, it's not in there. I need to redrop it because I had to pull it into Excel. Let me check the math on this just real quick on the actual. Give me a number for the actuals for Journey 1.
161,588.
That's total though, right? Okay, so will you do that minus Evil Mint real quick, which was 67,073?
Sure. So we got like 161,588 give or take, minus close to 67,000. That's
67,073.
That equals 94,588.
Okay. Yeah, I added the 73. So 94,515 is what I realized I could have just plugged the formula into Excel, which is what I did. So let's see. So let me see if did that change things when I did it? Nope. Okay, for a reason. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so 94,515. I just need to make sure that these are pulling through this properly and that I can give you the right instruction on how to do it. I just need to remind myself on the math that I did on this. So this is doing G5 minus G7. Okay, that's okay. I just need to make the total added to the treasury, both of these. Okay, so this is G3 times G4. So I just need to make this G2 plus G3 in parentheses, and then okay, yep. Now you'll be able to add the math once I just had to make sure I did this so that you had a template to work off of.
Yeah.
And multiply this times G4. Boom. Okay, that worked, and then it changed everything to where it should be. Yep. Okay, so that ended up showing what the total amount of payouts was. Okay, so now let me save this into let's see, save a copy.
I got the hammer too.
Yes, that is so. No, that's a putter. That's not a hammer. It's a putter.
Hammer.
Hammer. It looks like a hammer. You're so cute, buddy.
Did you see the message in our dev Telegram?
Just now.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet. No, I was over with. He was showing me his little cool thing that he built, as well as
Look.
a. Yes, that's such a cool balloon, buddy. Oh my goodness. So I'll check that out in just a second. I'm just uploading this to the drive so that you can pull it up, because it's going to be called Updated is the name of it, because unfortunately on iPad it doesn't let me do the type of work that I would like to do. Buddy, don't pop your balloon. Don't pop your balloon. That's the last thing you want to do, bud. I understand you want some attention. I'll give you some attention shortly, okay? Okay, buds? I love you. Oh, you popped it. Go show mommy. That's what happens, buddy. You knew that was going to happen. If you hit a balloon, it's going to pop. Okay, check that out if you see it now. So you have to do your screen share.
I'll pull this up here. Let me go back to my home, to the drive. There we go. Yeah, updated. Got it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, put on a diaper before you read that message over in the dev chat.
A good diaper or a bad diaper?
A good diaper.
Okay, 1 sec. Not that I would expect a bad diaper from our devs, but
no. It's a great diaper.
Okay, one moment.
All right, I'm going to share my screen and pull this up here for you guys. That's a really good freeze right there. That's not going to be memed for anything. I'm going to drop us off of there just because that one is not flattering. You'd never open your mouth on a thumbnail or a screen. Never. That's like a pretty good rule of thumb. But check these out. Evil address minting schedule. So there's, the evil address minting there. There's the payout. And then here it is. Like you can see the evil address starts at 67,000 and then it mints until it's basically empty right there. And here's the payout per lottery right here, basically. And it usually starts at like 1 1/4, 3 3/4, 7 1/2. That's when we don't have the scraping going on. So this is cool. But the lottery payout, this is still the minting schedule. Let me go over here to minting schedule.
You go to treasury payout. Yes, this one. So if you notice up there, I need to unbold it, but see where it says user mint under journey at the top. It says journey, then user mint, and then it says actual or projected, and then evil mint. So in cell 1 or G1, you can, or G2. What I did was, so if you just go down to cell G2 and click on it. I basically just did. I basically did the total 161,588 minus what the evil mint was 67073. But I hard keyed it in there in the equation so as not to I can add it to where it just automatically goes off the evil mint and subtracts it, so we can just put in what the total was and it'll automatically do it. But I can do that separate so that I just wanted to make sure it didn't give any circular reasoning, which is why this thing took so long, because I kept getting circular reasoning until I realized how I was trying to build it again. Because the first way I built it was an error. But so that if you notice that, watch it, you can just go like delete G2, hit like delete and then undo it, and you'll see that it updated the payout for it should have updated everything. And then we need to basically put in the actuals for actually do this. Click on G2, click on that cell. Wait, what are you doing right there?
That's the actuals for Journey.
Oh, no, delete from there. So do this. Go to G2 real quick.
Okay.
Go to G2. No, that's H2. Go to G2. That's G4. Go up to the actual from.
Oh, that's
now drag that little square, that little blue square in the bottom right hand corner. Drag that over to all the way to 3, or you could drag it all the way. But okay, now what we want to do is just change the numbers in there. Which is just do the equation. So what was the total? Yeah. Just do the total minus the evil address. So in there, up in the equation bar.
Now that's 61,500.
Okay, you did you do the actual, like the actual minus the 60,365?
Yeah.
And it's 61,500 exactly, because I'm just wanting to put exact number.
No, it's roughly 61.5. I just took the number off the top of my head, which is because we minted about 121,000 NFTs in Journey 2.
Okay, do you don't have the exact number with you? Because if not, that's fine.
No, this is just going off memory.
Okay, so just type in, so in that cell you could just hard key 61,500 in there then.
Okay, so it's hard key.
You can just type it in right here. Just type in 61,500.
Yeah. And then does anyone remember? I remember what the mint was. It was 54,000.
Yeah. Now just watch to see I7 how I7 updates once you type in the actual. Or actually it already updated, because it assumed it updated at like 94,000.
Yeah, they use the same formula as G2.
Yep, exactly. It just that the cells that end up referencing those cells change a bit, which is exactly what should happen.
I know the mystery box minted about 20,000 in J3, and it was like half. It was like half of the rest of it. So I want to say that there was about 43,000 not minted. No, how much did we mint in J3? Because we have a silly amount.
Okay, let me tell you. I can tell you the exact actuals on J3 because
we have 344,000 active fuel cells.
Okay, yeah. So hey, if we know the exact amount from J3, then we can easily just do some.
We had 344, 752, and then we're gonna minus.
Subtract the first one, because you know the exact actual.
116, or is it 160?
The actual was I'll give you the exact number. It was the total was 124,422.8 of total fuel cells. Let's see, it's going to be it was 189,030. Oh, sorry, nope, sorry, it dragged it. It's 161,588.
Yeah, 161,588.
Yep.
Yeah. And it actually might have been 116, because I have mild dyslexia. So let's go back.
Well, no, I did math. I added the unless you gave me that number of 161. If it was 116,588, okay, then you're gonna want to change that.
I think I did give you that number, because I remember J2 was more and it was 120.
Yep. Okay, so go back to this.
I'm pretty sure my math's completely wrong.
So 116,588. So
all right. So let me go back here.
344,752.
Yeah. Minus
116,588.
Yep.
You
minus
need
120.
Well, hold on. You only did 16,588. You didn't do 116,588. You missed 100 in there.
Try it again. 344,752 minus
116,588
minus 121,500. I think.
Okay. Yeah, we can get
actually. It equals about 106 that were minted, and out of those 106 that were minted, 54,000 of them were from the evil address.
Oh yeah, and I can even get you the actual for. I can get you the actual for.
Oh, what's the actual?
Let me get you the actual for J3. One sec.
Okay.
It's just in a different spreadsheet. So it is it lottery payout model? Is that the one that yep. Okay. We did it on lottery payout model based off this one. So it was, because I know they did 50.4% of the total was the evil address. And I just need, okay. So total active fuel cells. That one is not populated. So one moment, hold on. I'm just seeing how I did the math on this one.
Here, it's right here. It's on the minting schedule right here. If I just go here to sheet 1.
106,687.
54329.
No, well, I know I have the actual number, 106,687.
Oh, it's 106 that we're
Yeah,
minting?
I'm looking at the actual image from the screenshot of the total active fuel cells from last journey. Like if you look at the one that Raj and I were putting together, so it's 106,687 is J3.
I got to start all over then.
Yeah, because now we can find out. Now we'll basically solve for what J2 was.
Oh wait, no. You said 106 687.
Wait, 106 687. Yep, 106 687.
Okay, minus it says 54,329, but it's a little less because this math is off by a 350 total, this whole column. But we'll just go 54.
Oh well, okay. Then I need to update those. Then I need to update. Well, actually, no. The thing is, yes, because if you notice, yeah, what I created ended up showing that there were 350 extra.
So 52,387. Let's go back over here to Treasury payout. 52,387 was the actual amount that was.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. Oh wait. You're doing. Oh wait, hold on. No, don't do that. Don't
that's
do
the
that.
Wrong one.
You're messing with the cell that's. Yeah. Don't mess with any of the cells that are connected to anything. Yeah, do it there, and then you need to undo
the wrong
one below
so
there.
The evil mint was actually 54,300 or something like that.
Yes, but hold on. Are those
supposed to be something else? But
check cell J4 real quick. Just hit the right arrow. No, the one right underneath that. That's J2. No, that's J. Yes, that's cell J2. Go to J4, or that one, or J3. Go to J3, the one above that.
Okay.
Okay, those are hard keyed in. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't changing anything that was that was referencing something, and there was an equation rather than a hard number. Okay, so that's fine. You can enter that in there. So that one is
54329. I'm just gonna put 543.
Okay, or just do the 54329, and we can update it because we want to keep as many actuals as we can.
Okay, where the fuck did it go?
Scroll up. It's above the journey numbers. Oh wait, let's see. The are you on the right? Are you on the right sheet? I know you're on the old one. You're not on the updated one. Go to the next tab over.
Oh, the updated one. Here, let me kill this one so I don't keep getting it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, perfect.
This is the one I want right here.
Yeah.
Here's the one I want. Okay, so this one was 54329.
Then we can update to at least we're going off the hard numbers.
So check this out. So if you look at this just changed everything right here.
Yep.
The payout completely.
Well, and obviously we don't have the actuals in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yet, which will also change things. But
yeah, but it'll change. But this is dramatically different than it was before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
it was based off
dramatically.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Holy cow. I just gotta make it a little bit smaller. So I made a little
just grab the corner of it and you can
so check this out. This is bananas here, folks. Oops.
And you can drop it down lower in the chart and then you can zoom into it.
So this one says that the payout for the first journey was 3,723, and now it's even low. This is even lower than it actually is.
Let's scroll. Oh wait, move that chart down real quick so we can see the data.
Okay.
And then scroll up. Okay, so yeah, because look at that. What it's grabbing is that total amount to payouts. So it was 37. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Click on that cell, the 3732.
Okay.
I just want to see. Okay, it's the sum of G8 to G40, which is okay. Yeah, move over real quick. Oh yeah, no, that summarizes the things that are below. Yeah, because remember those are only paying to one set of fuel cells.
Yeah, the thing that's
it's
confusing.
Not painted J2s. It's only J1s existed at that time. So that's if you move that chart down, you'll see everything below. Like you'll see the way it works is like on the very left, you see the journeys. There's journeys across the top and then journeys across the side, and you'll see that the journeys across the side correspond.
I figured out my error, Don. I wasn't adding these two together because on the website it adds the two together. See, so on the website it shows the almost 13,000 paid out.
Yes,
because it's adding the first payout and the second payout together.
Correct.
Where here, this is like just that payout for that that journey.
Correct.
So
these you can see those. Yeah. So if you were to highlight both those cells, that and the cell next to it, watch highlight highlight those two cells. That one and the one next to it.
Yeah, if you're going to highlight these two.
Yep, and then look in the bottom right hand corner.
13,261.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really, really close to the math that's happening right now in this.
Yeah, we just needed to correct the actuals of what was actually.
But this is the thing, guys. We have not paid out J3,
which is a big boy.
It's a projected payout.
And it shows, if you move that chart, it'll show what it's going to go to each set of the fuel cells.
16,000 being paid out at the end.
Yeah, now watch. Now move that chart down real quick.
Like this?
No, yeah, just drag it and move it.
So just drag it down. Got it.
Yeah, so if you scroll up now, and what you can see is, those numbers in bold are the totals, so we never want to touch those equation wise. But you can see 3732, you can see, look at 3732, the G7, and right underneath it you can see that those are paying out to J1s at 3%. Then the next one, 5,000 is paid out to J1s at 3%, and then the 4,500 is being paid out to J2s at 2.7%. So that's how it goes. So you can kind of see how much is going to each one of each set of fuel cells, based on the journey that was minted and in what journey it is. So the journeys across the top show you what journey you're going to be in, and then the journeys along the left show you what journey you hold, essentially. So it shows you how much yield is being paid out to each fuel cell. So
can we get a total at the end of line 7? Can we total all these in line 7?
Say that again.
Can we total all these numbers in line 7?
Yeah. So go over.
See how many of these
scroll over to the right.
Locked. What's that?
Go over to the right.
Okay.
Let's use your oh gosh, yeah. I'm used to using all the way. Sorry, the other way. Like the
you said to the right.
You want to go to basically cell it goes to AM. You want to go to AHIJKLM AN. You want to basically go to, there should already be a column there. Does it not let you go over further? So do insert. Oh no, yeah, there you go. Okay,
I inserted a column. So if I do this one
now, just do equals sum. Type in sum and then in parentheses, type. Scroll over, just scroll over and click on the first one in the equation. Yep, the top one. Yep, right there in bold, and then over, and then the last one. And does it? Oh wait, no, dang it, it didn't do a colon. Sorry, I should have had you hit a colon. Delete that. Don't do the autofill. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so sum A7.
Well, that's the last one. So go before that, and we're just gonna want to type in the first cell and then colon, and then the last cell in the equation. So basically, I'm
going to go back here to.
Yep. So it's going to be G7. So you're going to do G7, and then to colon, scroll over.
G7 colon to G.
No, it's going to be AN7 probably.
To
AM7.
AM7. Okay, so
G7 to AM7.
AM7.
Yeah, enter. Oh wait, no, hold on. Undo that. Control Z. Or do edit, undo. Go to edit and undo.
Okay.
Yeah, now scroll over. Because you're just doing it. So yes, click in that cell, and then do.
Yeah. So this is just doing the sum.
Equal sum now in there. Yeah, in that formula bar, and right before the orange, type in G7 colon.
G7 colon.
Hit your left arrow 3 times. Oh no, sorry, you were already there. I meant in the formula bar, like in the one up top. So go back to that cell. You're probably doing the same thing, which should be fine. You just want to have it say sum parentheses G7 colon AM7.
Boom. There you go. So this number right here, if I can see it all the way, let me see if I can scoot that over a little bit so I can.
And then you can left justify it too. So
that's 566,000, almost 500.
Yeah, basically 567,000 paid out just in yield.
That means that 56% of our entire supply by the end of Journey 33 will be locked into fuel cells.
Yep. We paid into fuel cells. They might be broken open. They might
vaporize anywhere in here, and it might be fewer. But that right now, that is with the estimation of just the evil address going forward. That means that if nobody ever minted another fuel cell besides the evil address, you'd be looking at 56.7% of the entire supply locked in there. And if nobody did it but the evil address, I can tell you the chances of it vaporizing.
Absolutely. Well, and dude, think of this and look at this point. This is interesting. So in that column 33 over there, which is AM, the column AM, what's interesting is you look at the difference in which journey you minted in. So you can see that 260. So in the cell right underneath the bold one, it says 265 is how much is being paid out for J1 fuel cells, and look at how much is being paid out for J33 fuel cells. The bottom one, 9. So like, look at the difference of how early you mint. You know what I mean? Like you can see.
Oh my shit, dude!
Like yeah,
and really, let's go to the zenith. The zenith of it right now happens right around Journey 9, 10, 11, right here.
Yep.
So what is Jimmy Christmas? What's that?
Like the earlier you mint, the better. That's what I'm saying. The amount of charts we can come up with this just for like each journey, just for so many different things, like what payouts will look like based off so many different cool charts.
These numbers aren't even fitting in the cells up here.
Yeah. So you just want to, what you're going to want to do is just double click the, we can also we can remove the amount of decimals that they have. Mm-hmm. Like, is it just too many decimals? Is that what it is?
Yeah, no, maybe not. No, it's showing the full whole number.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but how many decimals is it displaying? Because we can choose it. We can have it choose to display only 2 decimals, and the numbers stay the same. It just displays differently. Yeah,
but it started at 3,000, almost 4,000, then went to 5,000. Now 6,000. About 6,000 are going to be paid out at the end of J3. 6,600, 6,900, 7,000, 68, 65, 66. So it's actually peaking sooner for J1, but that's without more people minting. But yeah, 6,000, 5,000, 5,000, 7, 4,000, 3,000, and it drops off.
Yeah, watch. I'm going to change these numbers real quick to I'm going to make them I'm going to shrink the decimals in them real quick.
We have 7,000 tokens being paid out to 116,000 J1s if they haven't vaporized. That means people are getting paid 0.06.
Yeah.
The J1s are getting paid 0.06.
Yeah.
So this is going to start filling up and getting that APY back of the original dark matter.
Yeah, in fact, and what I want to show is a payback period. Like basically, because now with this table, what we can show is when you get your full dark back in J1. Like now that we have this, we can literally show like when J1 fuel cells at what journey do they have a full dark matter inside them? Like we can create charts like that where it shows like based on when you mint, when do you get your full dark back? Like we can do all types of fun things with this data. That's like it'd be fun offline for us to just start cranking out all types of different charts that we'll be using for fuel cell database website. You know, so a lot of these things, guys, you'll just be able to kind of click in. If it works how we want it to, it'll kind of be like Dune, where you can't just necessarily. If we have the functionality to be able to kind of create your own custom graphs based off the data, then we'll do that. However, we'll have a bunch of different preset graphs where you can look at literally your own fuel cells. Like it'll basically pull these charts for your own fuel cells where you have so many different ways to look at it and be like, okay, when does this one have a full dark inside of it? When does this one have, you know what I mean? It will basically show like, and it'll clearly shows that the earlier you mint, the better, because you get all those different yield payouts. Like, you know, Journey 33, they only get that one. They're sharing 100 and something dark, or no, 90 something dark, or was it 9? The very last one.
Over here?
At the bottom, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
J33.
I mean, the last payout. So
They're splitting 9 dark.
2033.
Yeah, they're going to be splitting 9 dark amongst however many fuel cells minted in J33.
Well, the evil address is going to mint.
They're minting. Well, it shows above.
2,330.
Yeah, it shows on that same chart. Look, go back to Treasury Payout and scroll to the top.
2,300.
Go back to Treasury Payout sheet, and if you scroll to the top, just so you see how to read this chart.
Oh yeah.
Scroll over. It shows the evil mint in row.
Yeah, evil mint's like $2,000, 2,300.
Yep, 2,300, and then 9.
So 9 getting paid out.
Yeah,
so
9 gets paid out. 9 gets split amongst 2,300, and then however many other ones mint in that journey. So very little yield in Journey 33.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's still worth a lot of money. You know what I mean? Hopefully still the yield on that is something pretty. But it's in terms of number of dark, if dark's worth a lot, obviously, you're still happy to have 9 split up. If there was 9 Bitcoin split up amongst 2,300 addresses, they'd still be pretty happy.
Well, like Randy Halarski said, he said, if I mint in Journey 1, 2, or 3, and in 4 years I have 1.5 dark sitting in my fuel cells,
right,
and the price of dark doesn't go up, I've made 50% of my money in 4 years.
Right.
That's if he only gets a dark and a half back, and the price doesn't go up.
And and what, like, again, like, once, I mean, we might drive people crazy if we try to crunch all these charts on here, but we can. But again, like, where we can actually literally show like an exact. Now, of course, there's still some assumption because the actuals that get put in, we have to put assumptions for actuals. But we could even calculate. That's the reason I built this just off the evil mint, is because that's guaranteed mint no matter what. Like, evil address is committed. He's never gone off his word. In fact, he's a smart contract. So
yeah,
you really can't. And you guys are the ones that get to choose when to mint his stuff. So you guys usually mint his stuff out within, really that function, as you guys know, is not, nor do I ever see it being hacked to where, or hacked back from the evil address to where I think that's a permanent hack where you guys can mint his fuel cells. And so those are where they're guaranteed. So we can literally go off of just with evil address minting. When do we anticipate the ROI or the PBP, like the payback period, meaning when will you be made whole on your dark without lottery winnings? Of course, those are all cherries on top, but just off yield, when will that happen? Like, we'll be able to chart that out. We already have the data right now to be able to chart that out. And then we can chart it out with, if we have an assumption of just X amount mint, like Max and I can put in projected numbers up there to see like how it changes everything.
Yeah. And we still don't know what hacks the collective has up its sleeve in the future.
True.
To try to pull all this economic energy out of evil address and
right,
and share it, make it available to everyone else. So
yeah, dude, this is going to be fun to play with. Like, so many different fun things we can do with this stuff.
Yeah. Let me check back in here. I wonder if we've got these nerds riled up with this number, all this moon math. Zero gravity's in the house, of course. Red Squirrel's always here.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
XT yes, Armstrong. Elizabeth is in the house. Ma'am. Great to see you. Yeah, hit the likes and share button. Thank you very, very much. Here's the StreamYard link. Elizabeth joined the green room. Let's get to know the resident galactic artist. Oh yeah, that would be. I'd love to have her. She's a sweetheart.
Have you met her in person?
Yes, her first convention was down in Vegas.
Okay, dude. So I have to apologize to Elizabeth. I already did this on DM, but I thought it was Hex T. I thought you had an alt because there was a lot of stuff they were retweeting of each other's, and I was like, And so I messaged. I said, are you? Is this Hex T's alt? And she said, do I look like a man? And again, you must. She's clearly somewhat. Well, I don't want to assume you're new to crypto Twitter, but anytime you see a female that is, good looking and smart, like, and knows and can understand this stuff, we assume that, it's just a fake account because it's so rare, So it's so I thought it was
just like Crypto Bella. Like, everyone assumed she was AI.
Yeah, and that's a great dear in real life friend of mine.
Oh,
so it's like, but even Sami did a video where he talked about her. And then I vouched for it, and so he tweeted out that I vouched for it. But yeah, exactly. Like, and I told her that too. I said, listen, the moment you start doing videos, people are gonna think you're total AI. And sure enough, it happened. Like, people are like, beware of this person tweeting. It's who was the scammer that did take some people, that was fake, that people were saying, beware of her regarding, like they said, because of this situation, beware of Crypto Bella and any other, pretty women you see on crypto Twitter.
Right.
There was someone in Hex old days, I guess, that used to post, and they realized it was a scam, and some people got rinsed.
Yeah.
So I apologize for you being real. So yeah, keep going. Prairie Banana, what's happening, brother?
Prairie Banana's in the house. He says hit the like and subscribe. You want to be on stream?
No, I just want to come sit with you. You got him.
Okay.
What's up, Jamie?
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh.
Good. How are you?
Mr. Banana, can you hop on? Thank you for the love. Prairie Banana, he does Moon Math, a lot of really good streams and a lot of really good community building over at PTGC and UFO. The most important part of crypto, hands down, is community building. He does a great job at that. Shout out to Prairie Banana.
Absolutely.
And then Bright Light says, look at Yep paired to Pulse up and to the right-ish also. Yes.
Now, who did Yep? Who did Yep?
Why don't I have Yep on here? Let's add Yep to this watch list right here.
Is that one of Randy's?
Yep.
Yep is from Ray Bright Light here.
Oh, Ray, that's
yours. Token. Yeah, so here's Yep and Rap Pulse right here.
Look at that, dude.
And I think I just hit the star and it'll add it to my watch list. But we're going to throw on log. And as you can see, it's being dragged down with the rest of the market here. But we're going to go into Rap Pulse and kaboom.
There you go.
Yeah. Look how well it's doing against Pulse.
Up and to the right also. See, guys, it's so wild.
Beautiful.
Realize you can.
It's looking beautiful. I need to add this to my watch list here. Boom. Yeah. Yeah. Main watch list. There you go. Boom. So now we got
good work on that
over here. Good stuff, dude. Good stuff. So,
very.
Yeah. So going back to our little Moon Math sheet here, or actually, let me double check. I just want to catch up on comments here. Yeah. Let's see here. Konnichiwa, says Steve Stash. What's up, Steve Stash?
My man.
The master coin maker. Hexy Armstrong. Oh no, I'm too shy to do that. I really enjoy listening to you all. Hey, Stash, can you hop on? Nah. Dude, Hexy is like the best agent we've had in a while. He's getting us guests left and right.
Damn straight.
Casey says, hi, wifey.
Hi, Kate.
So good to see you, bud. Yeah, like I said, we did get an interesting text from our team during this.
Quite interesting.
It looks like we have some internal testing available for the Pink Miss Well game.
Indeed.
And we'll let you guys know. Let me just give you guys a little sneak preview of just very interesting stuff here. It's going to be testnet right now, but basically I'm going to add 5 tickets to this game, and that'll fill up this pool. It'll be 369 when we actually
I want to play
enter the game. Okay.
What do I do?
Grab another seat.
No, I want to sit on your lap.
Okay.
Now what?
You're supposed to hit enter game, but this is testnet, folks. So I don't know if we're actually entering the game, but it does show our wallet connected up in the corner.
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have any tickets yet.
When we hit enter game, it should come loaded with 5 people, and then we're the next 5 to finish loading up the game. So hit enter game again. Try refreshing the tab right there. Okay, let's try it again. Click 5. Max ticket is 5. Oh, you want to kill that inspect thing on the side. Okay. Or maybe we should just try 1 because 5 doesn't seem to want to work. And then click up here in the.
Oh yeah, it says max 1, doesn't it? Oh no, it says max tickets.
And we'll see if it's not sending the transaction yet. So I'll jump back in there and let them know we're not able to enter the game yet, and then we can figure. This is like as raw as testnet gets right here.
Yes.
Like that is some fun stuff. So anyway, like I said, we're probably going to be reaching out to Pink Miss Well, asking him to add a little bit of PMW liquidity because that is a beautiful looking price. Over here to the duck face. Yeah, that one. There you go.
I like this color the best.
Hi, wifey. Yeah, that's a good comment. So anyways, yeah, it's like who knows what those payouts are going to be and how much more, because right now 56 cents is going to end up locked up in the fuel cells, right?
Exactly.
And it could very easily be 80-90% by the time we get to Journey 33.
How do I make Don Shade's face show up?
You just click right here. Yeah, we're going to stop sharing the screen and bring up Armstrong there.
Oh yeah, I see him right there.
Click on that one right there. And
then
there you go. And you click present or just stop screen.
What's happening, brother?
And then you got
Don, good to see you.
Dude, you too, man. You've been holding down the fort like a champ, bro.
Hey, I'm trying to drum up some business for us. I sure like to meet some of my badass ride or die community members.
Absolutely.
Did you get a chance to see?
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to see the latest itineration of the Pink Mist Well in Telegram?
We just pulled it up. And you mean the game that we were just trying to pull up?
No, the artwork.
Oh no. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
Yeah.
I think you'll get a smile out of it. I'm waiting for our animators to bring it to life.
Now, is this one in
the work of others, Jason?
Submissions for NFT art?
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Oh, dude, these are fire. I like that, dude. That whale is hardcore with a tank on his back.
That's a howitzer.
Dude, howitzer. Dude, that thing's a beast. Dude, look at that camo on the whale, dude. I love it. The pink eye. Dude, pink mist
I didn't notice that I didn't notice that at first. Mr. Captain Boomer Tab told us that the pink whale is not really a pink whale, the pink mist whale. It's a sniper. So I said, okay, all right. I hear you loud and clear, Captain Boomer Tabs.
Dude, that's hardcore, bro. That thing is awesome, bro.
Oh, come on. I didn't do anything but type 10 words into a box.
I know, isn't it unreal though? That's the thing. That's the reason it's like for creating these days, like to create, it doesn't take much at all. You know, it's like it just takes it takes good thoughts, it takes human thoughts, but you know, you learn how to use the tools, and as our community is so well versed, you know, you can create amazing things dude, paying someone to create that image back in the day, you'd be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know what I mean?
Well, and commission an artist. What I found is I've only used like 3 or 4 art generators, AI generators, but there's only like 1 or 2 that really gets my mind. So I stick to those 2.
Which
no matter what I try, I can put this. I like Bing.
Yeah, Bing's good.
Image creator. It seems to be able to read my mind because that came out almost exactly what I pictured in my mind.
Yeah.
There's another one over in the main chat, generated 2 images, but I think this one's better than the other one. But both of them are pretty similar.
I love that one. Let me check out the other one. When I do this, I think it mutes my camera blocks when I do it too, which is weird because I'm on iPad, but it shouldn't. But it does. Okay, you said this one's in general. The other. Oh yeah. I see those. Yeah, they're just like different angles, but both of those are awesome. The eye isn't pink in the first one, but
it's a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, the mist is coming out of the whale. It's
pick up. I wanted to put a little bit of fire on the ocean scene, but it didn't quite capture it. But I'm still pretty happy for the 10 seconds I spent typing in the words.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if you know this, you probably do, but one of the things that's cool is after it generates an image, you can edit that image by saying, "Ooh, you almost got it. Here's one of the things I want to see change to it." And then it'll basically, sometimes it ends up changing the whole thing, but if you make it clear, like keep it exactly how it is, only change this, then it, like, you'll learn how, like,
sure,
you can start modifying it, and you know, but it's incredible how it is, man. Like, it's better than
I was under a little I was under a little pressure between Wilhelm and Captain Boomer Tab to get something up on the screen.
Dude, you did it. You did it, man. That thing's killer. Dude, a howitzer on the back, that makes so much more sense. It's a whale. You know what I mean? Like a sniper rifle is way out, is the wrong size. It needs to be something like a howitzer, dude. Imagine being sniped by a howitzer. That's how the pink mist whale operates. He snipes with a damn howitzer.
That's a big pink mist. Like that's not like a head disappearing. That's like a building disappearing.
That is, dude. It's like a flock of a million people disappearing.
Well, and check out the birds behind it. Captain Boomer Tabs picked up on it. I didn't see that, but what do those birds remind you of, especially related to our Astrodamus chart?
Ooh, let's see. On the first image or the second?
The second.
The one that's in the meme. The one where it's yeah.
Let's see. Hold on, I think I'm on the wrong one. Okay, now I'm on the right one. The birds.
Yes. So look after the whale.
Yeah, no, I see the birds, and they all of them look a bit different. I mean, they almost look like planes, some of them.
But what color are they?
Black.
Yes.
Black.
And what kind of events have we been suffering through?
Oh, black swans. I see you. I see what you're doing. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Well, actually, Pulseway is the one that picked that out like instantaneously.
Dude, that'd be awesome if we had the pink mist whale and a bunch of black swans on the water, and then the pink mist whale in animation, the pink mist whale just pink misting them, dude.
We need the pink mist whale shooting those black swans out of the sky before they have a chance to kamikaze our chart.
Yeah, to land on the water, the pool, the liquidity pools.
Totally.
Gotta have them, dude. Excellent work, bro. I need to.
No, it was fun. It came out really well. I was surprised it came out as good as it did.
Dude, excellent job. Now that might end up being another hobby of yours, dude. Is making some cool.
Yeah, and an AI prompt jockey. That's exactly what I need on my resume.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. It's
What's Wilhelm saying here in the chat? He says, "Du hast meinen Namen gerufen."
Yeah. Did I hear my name? Yeah. Jawohl.
See, check my image now. Look, now I've got a better one behind me.
Yeah. You got that baby.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta hop off. I'm in the basically the blackout zone. So I'm on the PNNL campus here at the Hanford Reach, and I have to go into a kind of a state-of-the-art electrolyzer. I think they've come up with possibly a way to make green or blue hydrogen, blue or green hydrogen, and there's a difference. So I got to go check out this machine, give it my blessing, and see if we can't start making some hydrogen.
That'd be pretty damn awesome, man. Don't make a hydrogen bomb.
Yeah. Well, not so much that. It's just up until now, when it comes to extracting hydrogen, you can do it with like a fuel cell reformer, like a natural gas methane reformer. Right. It will naturally break out. And actually, Avista in Spokane has an actual home fuel cell generator that works. Of course, it's off methane, and we're trying to ban gas here in this state, although we're fighting hard to try to keep it. Right. But when it comes to electricity, you always have to input more power into the process than the actual transformed power out.
Absolutely.
So the lightning in the bottle will be if you can put less energy in to get more energy out. Absolutely. In a sustainable way. So this is what one of the machines that they're working on. Hopefully it pans out and it'll get to market in about 10 years after the military's done with it.
I was gonna say, I've been looking at like an energy play lately of, companies looking to do some cool things with energy, and that is definitely the play. I mean, everyone's looking at how to do, like renewable energy and like, converting waste to energy, which is an excellent, I wouldn't say project, an excellent, not voyage, an excellent aim,
Yes, however, it's definitely a journey. Yeah.
You could take that and take the gas and because I know methane is being used. I know, in fact, I know someone that's one of the it's a PhD that's kind of a big boy in the space of trying to convert methane at landfills into reusable power. And
we have 2 plants that we call them. I don't know how you come up with this name, but we have renewable natural gas plants here at our landfill, just up the street from me. But the blend isn't quite right, and Cascade Natural Gas has to have 20% of their renewable natural gas with their regular natural gas. But the blends still, the compressors can't really get the recipe right, so they have to reject it because it's just going to foul up. It's going to foul up all the appliances until they get that recipe correct. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot to do in biomass. Biomass is a huge project, a huge up and coming method of capturing and converting to energy.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. There's a certain company I'm curious if you've heard of.
Do you carry around like a little bit of holy water when you bless these things?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. You got it.
Amen. Let's see the, I'm trying to see the, oh gosh, I've got so many emails of, I'm trying to see the, I got a little tip. I got a little tip from you. Toyota's going to win the car of the future. Hydrogen's going to be the fuel of the future. Oh, I don't doubt that at all. EV and battery stage. They're just about ready to start their fleet program in California, of course. But just about all of the Asian automakers are partnering right now with the Toyota company because the lithium batteries, you know, I've got an EV. I rode my EV. I rode it back and forth to church yesterday. Right. Great weather. I'm all about, you know, embracing technology. However, that being said, Toyota is super close to making it commercially viable to run and swap out tanks for hydrogen fuel cars. And the reason why that's important is it's a lot cleaner technology, a lot more sustainable, and there's a lot more energy per unit than even EV. EVs only get like 20% to the wheel. Oh, yeah. When you think about the round trip losses, and I won't bore anybody with that, but no, but it's what I didn't realize until about 10 years ago is, and I love Teslas. I really want to buy a Rivian. I think that Rivian, my wife likes that Rivian awesome. SUV. That being said, I didn't realize that you take AC power, okay, and you put it into the car, and there's an inverter. So right away, you're losing about 20% loss from the AC sine wave, converting it to DC to charge the battery. Now, a DC fast charger will eliminate that line loss, which is cool. There's no problem with that. That battery converts it again to AC sine wave for the AC traction motors, because you need the AC sine wave for the variable frequency drive to get that instant torque and to get them to run as efficiently as possible. Right. And you can't do that with a DC. A DC servo motor, a small fractional one, you can manipulate with the technology of a VFD, pulse width modulation, but you get a lot better response, and you can dial in the AC traction motor with AC. But then again, you got another 20% loss. So by the time you produce your power and you actually turn your wheel, you're only getting about 20% of that energy creating work. So it's highly inefficient. Now, the good news is Tesla allowed us, he won the current wars, he allowed us to produce abundant, clean AC power. And of course, I'm spoiled here where I'm on the Bonneville Columbia River hydroelectric project. So all of my, essentially, except for the peak demand, like early in the morning for a couple hours and early in the evening when everybody's coming home and cooking dinner, most of, about 80% of my kilowatt usage is truly hydroelectric power. About 20% of it is backed up with natural gas generators. Right. But I have the most green portfolio you can get
in the nation. But even that is still, you're losing 80% of what you're paying for.
Yes.
What do you think?
Hydrogen, you're not going to have that loss.
We got Pulse saying to make hydrogen, you need electricity. And Red Squirrel brought up a clip that I'm going to play here. It says plasma is the future. First nuclear, then hydrogen and EV. Add on as many windmills and solar panels as you want to feel good after that.
It's
the nuclear does seem to be the only thing logically or efficient right now.
I was going to say that's that equation that he was talking about, you put some in and you get more out. It's interesting when you say 10 years though, because I used to be CEO of it was in the laboratory science space. And so I'd go to a lot of laboratory science conferences, and I was in one in Dubai about 10 years ago where they had a vehicle in the showroom that was actually running on hydrogen. And this was 10 years ago.
Yep.
And then
yes.
basically where, they wanted to get to the point where you could just throw water in the bad boy, and it's, but it was quite impressive. The thing drove. It was an extremely nice car. I don't know what they had done it in. The thing looked like a Lamborghini. It wasn't, but it's,
yeah. And there's a new one. It's called like X Motors or X Gen. And there's 4 tanks. They weigh about 25 pounds. There's 4 cylinders that you pop in the back. And the idea is you'd have cylinder stations where you'd use your smartphone and unlock and swap your tanks out. Right. And you could do that in 45, 50 seconds. And then you're running. But that, that's an infrastructure that has to be built out. But it's a lot safer than trying to have people pump it themselves. And then, right. I don't know if you've ever had to manually fill up, like a propane cylinder. If you don't get it just right and you don't bleed it out, you end up just wasting a bunch of fuel, venting to the air. The same thing with the hydrogen is it's safer to have someone professional fill the tanks up, and then you just pull up to the cage and swap your tanks out.
For sure. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But I think it's called X Gen, or it's called the X car, but it's sharp looking. I think there's an actual production model ready. I don't think it's just a concept.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, nuclear power is we need to enhance it. We've got the technology. We can make it safe. We just got to do the investment. The initial investment is the expensive part. However, that being said, with these small modular reactors, if they get a kit together that can literally be shipped from a factory and built on site in 3 or 4 months, be able to power 4,000 average homes, now you've got an economy of scale that pencils out.
Man,
watch out, Red.
All energy.
Red, get out of the way.
Welcomed right now.
There.
With the energy crisis that we're in, energy is definitely the area to be in. There's a lot of competition, and I think that those that you could put in a little and get out a lot is obviously going to be huge. And in the meantime, you basically have those that can turn waste profitably and sustainably into power is also incredible.
Oh yeah, and there's also there's a competition out there for energy storage. Energy storage is the missing component, and it's the most expensive for renewable. But there's a company in Oregon that make flow batteries in 58-foot truck containers, 48-foot containers, and basically it uses a salt electrolyte and some pumps. It takes very little electricity to run the pumps, and just the back and forth action, almost like a wave in the ocean. They can charge and recharge and discharge energy. I mean, large amounts of kilowatt worth of battery storage, and it's really just salt water is the byproduct.
That's crazy.
Yeah, some of them use an ion phosphate and salt, but I mean, literally, if one were to leak, I mean, it's not much more toxic than spilling a bottle of bleach or ammonia.
Agreed. Yeah, you spill some salt water.
Yeah.
What's the biggie?
Here's the clip that Red Squirrel sent it here. Let's see how long this is. Talking about the lightning bolt technology.
Between the spheres and the pipes. If you take this rim right here and this upper rim, so this is a transition between, this is where the smaller pipe comes into the sphere, and only one angle works, right? That with optimum efficiency. And that angle, you can measure that angle from the rim, the top rim to the bottom rim. So if I was to draw a chord line from the top rim to the bottom rim, that optimum angle is 51.84 degrees. Does that ring a bell?
51.84 degrees.
Which I think might be an important hint here. 51.84 degrees, the optimum angle for this thing, is the slope to base angle of the Great Pyramid. Exactly.
Ooh, interesting.
So are they saying?
So let that sink in.
Is he saying that like the pyramids get struck by lightning and it somehow holds that energy somewhere?
Well, I think he's saying that. I think this is part of the whole concept of saying that the pyramids across the world, not just Egypt, were basically power centers.
Yeah, how crazy would that be?
There's a lot of Danny Jones and Julian Dory on their podcast. They both kind of go into it with some interesting cats that have some theories that are fascinating.
Yeah,
the pyramids are all over the world.
So going back to the nuclear, there's a new fuel technology. It's been around for about 30 years, but they take enriched plutonium pebbles and then they put them in these cylinders, these round spheres, and nothing's unbreakable, but they're about as close to being as unbreakable as possible. And these things go through like a popcorn maker. They cycle through, and that's how you get the energy. Because all a nuclear reactor does is make heat to boil water. That's all it does. And then that steam is in a closed loop. It goes to the steam turbine. It turns a turbine, and it's that shaft when it rotates has got a generator on the other end of it. Super, super simple. All you're doing is making tons and tons of hot water. Same thing on my nuclear sub. So all we did was boil water, and I could take as long of a shower as I wanted to. We made 10,000 fresh gallons of water every day, which is an 18-hour clock, and we never ran out of hot fresh water.
Wait,
however,
you were on a sub, Jason?
Yeah, I was on the USS Toledo.
That explains
San Juan.
About
that's what's wrong with me. That's what's wrong with me. Yeah.
Well, we were trying to figure out what level of mental illness or what flavor. Now you tell us you were locked in a tin can under the ocean.
Oh yeah, 150 individuals go down and 75 couples come up. You betcha.
I understand you so much better.
75 couples.
Yeah, I'll tell them when we're in private chat. I'll tell you when I first met Frank and Dick. It's a great story.
Okay,
this would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about you're basically boiling water on this submarine.
Yeah, well, we got these pellets. Okay, now there might be super secret.
They're rich plutonium pellets.
Yeah, they're enriched. They're not as hot as like the generation 1 and 2 big nukes that really could get away from you on a thermal runaway. Which 3 Mile Island did not melt down. It did not. It ran away, but they caught it in time. But in order to kill off the perception of the safety of nuclear power, Hollywood and the mainstream media, they just turn it into a complete monster. But it really worked exactly how it was supposed to. Now, these newer, smaller, the containment, I mean, you're using, a tenth of the enriched plutonium that those big Gen 1 and Gen 2 reactors of the 50s, 60s, and 70s needed to make their power. But what I'm trying to do is there might be a super secret black ops site here that has what they call a nuke battery. It might be a solid monolith, no undulations, they're completely smooth, that you can take a voltmeter up to and get 480 volts out of it. That might actually exist. Coming to a military theater near you.
Yeah, for the next 10 years at least.
All right.
He says, I didn't mean for it to be a clip. It was just a very interesting. This is 2 hours long. The only people crazy enough to watch 2-hour streams are on this stream right now.
Okay, I'm going to hop off, everybody. I'm going to go into this Black Ops site. If I'm not back in a half hour, don't call anybody because I don't want men in skinny black ties showing up to either of your two addresses.
Deal.
Who do you want us to give your seed words to? If you don't,
yeah, just DM them to us.
Who chocolate lover, cream pie, apple, Roquefort, gelato, solid X.
You're meaning like an actual like Boston cream pie, right?
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't have anything to do with the chocolate lover, right?
Bananas.
Bananas.
I hope someone's writing this down. We might crack a wallet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I gotta go.
All right.
Take care.
Have a good one, brother. Dude, I wonder if I created a random seed word generator. I'm sure people do this, and I just had a bot that was basically auto trying to input them into MetaMask.
Mm-hmm.
If you could eventually crack a wallet, if it was just working, 24/7, I mean, the odds are that you won't, but hey, it's worth trying.
I've been given this game. I think that he sent this right before he went to bed. But I've got my
yeah, because he hasn't responded,
and I'm on the test net right here on my network. Where the hell is my network on this? I don't know. Yeah, I'm on the right network because it has you add the test network.
But shouldn't it just show your test tokens instead, though?
One token. Well, yeah, I had to. I think that it automatically.
But it was showing other assets too.
I think that it automatically has.
Check your top right. What does it say in the top right underneath the logo?
Right here.
Yeah. What does it say for network?
All networks.
Oh, you want it? No, you need to select the network you want to be on, dude. You need to select Pulse Chain Testnet. That's the issue.
Pulse Chain V4.
Yep, that's probably the one.
Yeah, I just added it though.
Yeah, but see now
V4, and look, I got a million test tokens.
Yeah, so now try it. Now try it. Now you're on. Now you're
under a million.
Network.
Okay, now let's.
While it's showing all the other things, then it's not showing all the. Try refreshing it now.
Enter game.
I try refreshing now, and now try it. I still think probably gonna get the same thing, but let's see.
Yeah, it's not pulling up the wallet confirmation.
It's not triggering the wallet. Yeah,
but that's okay. We will definitely be back here checking it out.
Yeah,
look, there's a faucet too.
Yeah,
so you can claim faucet from OKX wallet, which is quite interesting. But we will let you guys know when we get closer to this running, and then I'm really excited to let you guys have an opportunity to jump on testnet and play, because last night I was playing the Whisper, the Crash game, and these other things.
You're addicted.
What's that?
You're addicted.
I'm just gonna say, thank God it's test money, because last night I lost my test house, I lost a test car, my test wife left me. Yeah, I had to join a test gambling anonymous site group. It was bad. I lost everything.
Test gambling anonymous.
Test gambling.
You went big on it. What was your biggest win?
There were no. I kept trying to do these different double down at stuff.
Let's see what you can do. Let's do a crash real quick. Let's see.
Right, now, and before I go in to do the crash, everyone needs to know the volume on this is turned up so freaking loud. You're gonna have a hard time hearing me and Dawn, but you definitely want to turn your volume down. So here's the Whisper game. You have to zoom out to get to the start game. Then you have to zoom back in to see it go.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
But basically, you can do 2 bets at a time. I just focused on one. What I was doing was I was just going to double down until I hit a 10x. And you can see the last one, we got a 5x, a 24x, 2x, 2x, 3x. Look at all these amazing ones that it has just barely that we weren't here for, magically. But then when I show up, I get a string of red 1.5s. And I'm like, ain't nobody here for a 1.5.
Hey, but it's a gain.
Nobody got time for a 1.5x.
especially if you're losing, more than once
but
every
look,
two
there's
times.
2 chances that supposedly you would have had a 10x, and to me, it's like, why fuck around with the 2x when we can do a 10x?
Let's see what you got.
Go. So I got 15 cents. I'm gonna place my bet. Now, like I said, turn down your speakers. I want to turn down mine because it is loud as hell. So. All right, 1.5x.
So was that just random? Like you didn't know when it was going to stop?
This is the random number generator.
Oh, so there's no skill in it. You just have to try to stop it in time. So you could have a 10% gain right there.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you this, Max. Do you know what 1% compounded daily, 1% gain compounded daily for a year is? It's 37x at the end of the year, dude. 1 Bitcoin turns into 37 Bitcoin with 1% compounded daily. So all you got to do is a 1% next year.
Oh, I thought that was going to be my 10x.
Launch sequence.
We're up to $2, folks. All right, we got our 6, 7, 8. No. All right, we got our 10x there. Do you see that?
Initiating launch
So there we go.
sequence.
I actually got my 10x there. I heard you, but like I said, that thing is so damn loud. So that's the crash game, which, yeah, you're saying that if you just did 1% every day and nothing else, then you would get 1.37 your stack at the end of the year?
No. If you do 1%, 1% a day in gains, compound that every day. Like what if you're getting 1% gains every day, and you can secure just 1% gains every day for a year, and you're compounding that's 1% on what you're gaining, you get a 37x at the end of the year.
Wow.
Yep. People don't realize that, dude. So that's why, like, if you can just have something that guarantees a 1% gain daily, and you're compounding that, you're taking that 1% and adding it to your original, and then you end up like 1 Bitcoin turns into 37 Bitcoin at the end of the year.
This sounds like you're trying to talk people into gambling every day.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not trying to say
this sounds like financial advice.
I'm trying to say that the greed, like people like trying to chase a 10x.
Yeah.
Not realizing that, dude, if you can literally sustain a one, now it's you'd have to compound the wins, right? But like literally
Right.
a 1% a day guaranteed gain, dude, that's a 37x at the end of the year. You just have to keep throwing up your principal and stopping it after just like 1%.
But waiting a whole year for that hit of dopamine is something that I think that's why people go for the 2x 10x.
Well, right. Well, and
that dopamine hit.
Well, and I don't know how bad the random number generator is, or not how bad, but meaning like the thing is you're putting up your whole stack each time, and since it's like all or nothing instead of like just like a trading bot that can secure you 1% a day gains, which something like that would be great. You just crash after it crashes before it hits 1%, and then bye balance.
Let's do a game of high low. Okay. Ace is low, king is high. I'm betting $1. This is $1 right here. Okay. So we'll start the game, and we're giving us 3. So obviously
higher for sure.
Boom. Okay, so we got higher. We won. Now we're a queen. Do we want to go lower? Makes sense to go lower, right?
I would think lower. Yep.
Boom, 10.
Oh, it's getting harder though.
Kind of in the middle though, right?
10. Well, you only have Jack, Queen, King,
steps, though.
You only have 4 higher than it, and you've got 9 lower than it.
Yeah, but you got skip too, so we can skip if we don't like a card. We can skip it. We get 20 of those.
Okay, I'd say lower. I mean, mathematically, it should be lower, but now it's.
And then it makes a fart noise when you lose.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure AJ Rip City Cuts is the one that made the fart noise for this game. That's my guess.
AJ Rip City worked on this. That's awesome.
No, I'm saying he made the fart noise when you lose.
Oh yeah, probably.
All right, so now that we lost, let's double our bet and go lower because we're at a king.
Wait a minute. How many do you have to win to be able to take the money and walk?
I think you just cash out whenever you want.
So how much did you win? How much post did you start with? 10,000.
Yeah, but it doesn't give you a total amount here. It doesn't give you a balance on this screen. So I don't know. I mean, I know we're up, but I know we're up. Like
we've won 2, lost 1.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a rake. I'm assuming, or there will be in any real version.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to win more than you lose. You can't just like win and lose the same amount. So I say lower for sure.
Yeah, we definitely want to go lower. That was good. We want to go lower again.
Yep. I mean, mathematically, it's just like playing.
And the fart noise just hit us in the face. So we got to double down.
Yep.
Now we're at $3. Okay, and we're gonna go lower. We'll hit start game. Lower. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now higher.
Because there's only ace is the only one lower than 2.
If they count it as okay, so is ace is low then instead of high in this game?
Yeah, ace is the lowest.
Okay, then yeah, they're only 3 higher than 10. Then Jack, Queen, King.
Yeah, so we're gonna go higher here. That was
okay. Now lower.
Let's go lower. 9. I don't like 9 at all. I think we should
lower. Yeah, skip it if we can.
Skip it and try. There we go.
Higher.
Now we definitely want to go higher.
How many times can you skip?
Yeah, 20. You get 20 skips. So we got to go higher than a 4.
Yeah.
I'd say higher than an 8 or skip it.
Let's see, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So there's 6 lower than that, and then 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. There's 5 higher. So technically, you want to go lower if you want more numbers to hit. Like there's 6 to 5. So there's 6 below 8, and they're actually ace is there too. So they're actually 7 below 8, and then they're
so it's kind of right in the middle.
9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. Yeah, well, sort of. I mean, it's 7 to 5, so it's almost in the middle. Like 7 is more in the middle. 7.
Let's hope that we get a better number, a higher or lower number if we skip it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yep, lower.
Yeah, that's nice and high. We definitely want to go lower. 5. We want to go higher.
You're on a 6x streak. It says.
Boom. 6.
So that's a scary number.
Higher.
That's a scary number. No, it's scarier than you think. That's right in the middle. That's about right in the middle.
All right, let's get that one. 5. Not much better, but we'll
better,
go higher.
but it's better, but it's lower.
Ooh, lower.
Oh, if you push, you win.
No.
If we won and it was a
the
king.
same card always wins. So
Oh, yeah.
if you get the same card, it always wins higher and lower. So we're gonna go lower because we can't really lose on the king.
Yeah, exactly.
Kings are great. You can't lose on the king.
That's
and
why
you
I'm
can't
saying the
lose on
skips. Like the skips, you should
on an ace.
mathematically be able to always grab a 2 and a king at least twice.
Yeah, ace you could always win on 2, but now we're at 9. I don't like 9.
No, you'd go lower though mathematically because they're only 4 higher.
Oh, did you hear
So
that
far,
fire
every
noise?
time we've gone lower on 9, even though mathematically it shouldn't be the case, every time it's burned us.
But now I gotta revenge double down. We're at $6 a hand now.
Yeah, now switch.
I
it to a
really
better
wish
card.
we had a total here to see how high how much we're up or down.
I know. Switch to a better card.
Okay. You don't like 10?
No.
No.
Can you buy additional skips, or how does it work?
It's not letting me skip. I have to hit start game. And skip. They just show
Higher.
us when you go here. Yeah.
Higher.
Nice.
Now it's a little
Higher.
scary. We'd want lower. I mean, mathematically, there are more numbers lower than there are
I'm
higher.
gonna skip 8. I don't like 8.
Yeah, I don't like it.
We
Lower.
can't lose on king
Correct. Lower.
because even if it is another king, we win.
Yep.
5
Higher.
higher.
Well,
7.
that's right in the middle. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, ace. So you have 6 below it, and then you have 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King.
6 above it.
So 7 is the exact middle number. So that's what we want to skip.
Yeah.
7. Because that's
Let's
just a
skip that.
50% gamble.
It gives us an 8. Well, at least 8 is lower. Lower's in our
Yeah, it's mathematically it's in our advantage. It's like 5 to 7.
Oh, we got the fart. We got the fart noise. Okay.
Dude,
we're
every
gonna
time we go
for
lower on
$13.
something in the middle, it burns us.
That's the game. We want to skip this and hope
Yes.
for a better card. Queen, that's
better.
good.
Lower.
So we'll go lower.
Barely
Nice.
lower. Yep, lower again.
Nice.
Skip it
Lower. You want to skip this one?
if we can.
All right, let's skip that. 5.
Higher.
Higher.
Oh,
Oh, fart. Right in our face.
we're
All right,
doing
let's
well,
double
though,
down.
huh?
We're at $27 right now. I don't know what our actual like fake limit is in here, but we're doing pretty good. Ace is great because you can't
Yeah,
lose
you
on
can't
ace.
lose. Higher.
So yeah, it's got to be higher. And even if it's 8, we still win.
I mean,
Higher.
I don't know. Do you just make double your mind? Just trying to think. If you just had that many skips, why wouldn't you just skip until you could get like a guaranteed win?
Till you get an ace or a 2.
Yeah, an ace or a king.
Ace or king? I don't know. I'm going to go higher though. All right, now we're back in the middle.
Yes, seven's the dead middle. Like nine's a bit better.
Lower, cool. Lower,
higher,
cool. Higher. Cool.
Now we're close to the middle.
Yep.
Lower. Higher.
Skip.
Skip.
You want to skip 9 too?
Yeah, I mean it's better, but you'd want to. Every time we do not, we get burned every time we go lower on 9.
Even us in the middle, dude.
Play. Lower is the right play, unless you're counting cards. Then it changes. There you go.
Nice. Higher.
Yeah.
Lower. Higher. We're on 11x win streak.
Dude, I know.
Lower. Fart.
Oof.
Fart noise. Okay, so let's just double. Like I said, we're at a 1 million pulse right now, 42.33. We're gonna go lower, and then we'll.
I just don't see how you make money on this game as the house. There's ways to game it.
Well, I think that a lot of these games that they want to do are basically the fee goes to buying and burning the token.
Right, the fee,
like
but you still have to pay out the winners.
Yeah, if this is built on, let's say that we have this built on top of dark, right? There would be a rake that would go to the, to the maker of the game, possibly, right. And then like we would, have part of this be like going and buying dark. It would be the ideal, and then let everyone else just play for whatever they win or lose.
Can you use old or new P-die for it?
I'll tell you what, I'm more than happy to throw Matty Allen's tickers in of his tickers. I am more than happy to go to the casino with him.
Dude, but so if this was built on dark, dude, and people had 20 skips, okay, let's say that we had people that wanted to come in and play, right? And if they put in $5, okay, if they win, they've got to be paid $5, right? So who pays that $5? The protocol, right?
Yeah.
You can skip 20 times. You can just skip to a guaranteed winner until you get an ace or a king.
Yeah, but the payout, like it doesn't tell us what the payout is. So if the payouts, see, if the payouts even money, then yeah, they can walk away with a bunch of the house's money.
Right.
But if the payout is 0.95 instead of even money, then you're making 0.5 whether they win or lose.
Well, no, because that's assuming that you have someone on both sides of a bet. But the thing is, when this is a person versus house instead of player versus player, like Pink Mist Whale, then you've got to have a house that pays out the winners. And so if you had everyone that just skipped until they had a guaranteed winner, you'd have to pay everyone out, and that's a big net loss for the protocol.
True, but
that's why you don't see this game in Vegas where you have 20 skips, because people would just skip to ace or king and double their money and go home.
You remember that old game War?
Oh yeah.
There was that at the Aria once.
Yeah.
And they had a couple things added to it to give them the edge, which is like, I don't remember if like you had to like do 3 cards for something. Like there was a time where like even if you won, you just pushed. Even if you won when you went to war. And the rest of the time it was just high card, low card, basically war.
Yep.
But there was an edge. I forget what the edge was on that one too, or like 10s were neutral or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. I remember when I was 21, I think it was a Venetian. My pops and I played at Venetian. That's where I went for my 21st birthday. And yeah, dude, I doubled up fat on that. And we went to a watch store and bought myself a nice watch. Pops was proud of me. He was proud. He was glad that I took the winnings when I did, and that I put him into something that would last,
Yeah. Well, and the other question is, when you look at a game like this, is this a single deck where you could count cards?
Well, that's what I just mentioned earlier. I said, well, you'd always, mathematically, you'd always want to go lower on a 9 unless you're counting cards, and
Well, if it's a random number generator, then it would be an infinite deck.
Exactly. So you just want to be playing based off of you'd always just want to skip to your highest number, then start over.
Yeah.
And the 20 skips are what make it to where it'd be the biggest loser for any casino, because you could, if anything, you can get a guaranteed win on. Like that's just gonna be bad for a casino. They'll go out of business that year.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about Pink Mist Whale game.
Absolutely.
I'm ready for that thing to have some fun. And then, like I mentioned last night on my stream, I think I was talking to Jason, to Hex T, was, you got the $1 tables, you got the $5 tables, and then you got the 25, and maybe you got like the high roller, which is like $100 tables, right?
Exactly.
Maybe there's something special about the high roller tables where people get extra information on where, the coordinates of a physical treasure. Which, by the way, I mean, geez Louise, this is what we got to do. Is go to our Telegram, t.me/anti-gravity saga here. Go to general, and I think I posted this right here. Check this out. This is, I don't think you and your SO have dug into this yet.
Let's see.
Look at all this Pink Miss Well game going on.
Oh, damn, dude.
Those are cool. Right here, I put in the trailer. I posted it in here a while back. Give you guys an idea of what's up. Here it is. So check this out. This is the one. If you guys have not watched this on Netflix, this is your homework right here.
I was at a friend's house. He told me a guy by the name of Forrest Fan hid some treasure worth, at the time everybody saying $1 to $5 million. I would love to be a millionaire one day. We're rednecks, but not stupid rednecks. Yeah.
What if we told you there was a treasure chest somewhere in the mountains north of Santa Fe?
Find the treasure chest and it's yours. It's life-changing money.
You have a map and you get to solve it. You get to find it.
Who wouldn't want to be Indiana Jones?
Forrest Fenn hides the treasure.
More than 10 years ago.
And nobody's found it in all these years.
But in order to find it, you'll need to solve clues hidden in a poem.
People went nuts.
People started posting their solutions to the puzzle.
Something to do with latitude and longitude.
We used the cipher to decrypt the poem.
We're coming, Mr. Finn. We're coming.
We had it all lined up.
This treasure hunt became this massive phenomenon. Forrest became kind of a godlike figure in the treasure community, and that's a lot of power to have.
He lived in my head rent-free for 24 hours in a day.
Over 300,000 people took part in it. People spent years of their lives.
2 years. 10 years.
We're not going to stop.
It did turn into madness.
The treasure hunters would do anything to get to the finish line.
One of the treasure hunters decided to start stalking my daughter.
At this point, 4 people have died. Your granddaughter's being stalked. People are breaking into your home. People started asking Forrest, why don't you call off the hunt? Now that it was a matter of life and death.
Do not call this off. Shit happens.
If somebody drowns in the swimming pool, should we drain the pool or should we teach people to swim?
I know that someone has re-hidden the treasure.
What the fuck?
So that one just
we hadn't started that yet. We wrapped up 1923 last night. Oh my gosh, man. And I don't want to say anything about the ending for those that do have good taste in television or watching that, but we do like that. We're looking forward to watching that. The other one was the new Guy Ritchie one on Paramount Plus, the Gangland or Mobland, which has Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan. It's got some good killer. And Guy Ritchie, dude, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch. Like you've got, classic writer and director in there. So he's like the British Quentin Tarantino kind of.
Yeah. Check out my latest post on Telegram. My wife has heard on Golden Green.
3 episodes?
What's that?
Are there like three episodes, or are they like 2 hours?
Yeah, there's only like 3 episodes. And
are there more coming, or is that it? That's the whole.
Well, that's the thing.
They re-hid the treasure. Was there even a treasure there in the first place?
I don't want to tell you because it keeps you guessing the whole time. I don't want to spoil it, But basically,
but that's a normal thought that you have. Is there a treasure? Again, we're not talking.
Just pulling everyone. Is this a hoax? Is this guy just pulling everyone's
like
leg?
Crypto.
And that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was convinced by the second episode that there was no treasure.
Dude, another way you could hide something in well, no, I was gonna say the other way you could hide. Yeah, if you did a seedward thing that was like on chain, so it's like provable that the funds are there and that they're not moving. The only thing that people might question is, oh, are they giving the real seedwords out? But I was thinking if you could do something with Monero or Dash, like one of the privacy coins, but it's like, that you can't even prove it's on chain, like that. It's like you have to just show the wallet. Like they have to have the keys to even see the balance.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever played with Monero, Monero's fun. Monero didn't get hurt as much as all the other things. So any Monero holdings I have, let me see how down they are.
Smosbear says, just like PDI. Yeah, let's see if we can find the treasure in PDI on learning to swim. Yeah, do you drain the pool or do you teach people to swim? Yeah, do you teach people quit providing liquidity with this piece of shit and getting drained, getting pulled down under the water?
And dude, Monero is not dipped, dude. An interesting aside, like fuel cells. Obviously, that's what I like holding on to. Those they're getting paid as it goes. But privacy coins are an interesting kind of use case of something to hold on to. I haven't looked at how volatile they are in bear markets, but they seem to hold well during dips in bull markets. So people are pulling out to like stables or something. Just interesting. Not that it's easy to get in or out of them though. Like you have to kind of know how to work Monero and things like that.
Yeah, Monero is complicated, man.
They have a good wallet. It's like just the Monero.com wallet. Like it's a good way. You still have to run your own node on your wallet just to be able to even see what your balance is. Like you have to literally have your wallet like run a full build the whole kind of synchronize the chain on your wallet before you can even see what your balance is. It's pretty wild, dude. Like that's what John McAfee was living off of when he was running from everyone in the government. He was holding on to Monero and getting his hotel rooms with Monero.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time before technology keeps up or catches up with the need for privacy.
Dude, do you think we could legally create a Monero ATMs? I know they have Bitcoin ATMs, but if you could do Monero ATMs, dude, that is a business model right there. Like that right there, you could make a lot of money, charge substantial fees on it. But a Monero ATM, dude, like that's the people that really need to get their money in cash that are holding it in Monero.
Yeah. Here's the picture of Jason next to submarine hull.
Is that him? That's not him today, is it?
That's him pretty close to today.
That's not right now, though, is it? That's
No. This is something I think he posted from his phone onto the Telegram.
If he's really going to a black site, he probably shouldn't tell us that on stream.
He probably shouldn't.
Like these
are the two killer pictures of the camouflaged, howitzer. No, not howitzer. I forget.
It is a howitzer.
Howitzer? Yeah.
Yeah. And go to the other one with the pink eye. Yeah, there you go.
Very cool. Here's all the black swans as I was talking about.
Yeah, dude, that's so sick. Ooh, what's
the funny thing is that like this is like not camouflage in the water. This is like jungle camouflage, right?
Yeah, I know.
So if the whale popped up with this, it would just scare the shit out of you. It wouldn't like help him hide.
Yeah, it makes him very seeable.
Well, and like I was saying earlier, I think we're gonna send a little message out to our friend the Pink Miss Whale and say we're not looking to sell Pink Miss Whale for dark like we did back here, but what if we started to pair a little bit of this liquidity with dark?
Yeah,
and we continue to see people buy and send Pink Miss Whale to the Pink Miss Whale address.
That's a good idea.
Or what if this person right here in what if the address right here that has 11%? What if they started pairing with dark?
There you go. That's a good play.
I mean, obviously we want to offer Pink Miss Whale first opportunity to make fees.
Yeah.
But this one right here, this is the only significant amount outside of the Pink Miss Whale and the LP contract.
Man, it's so wild. What did you total up? I think you blurred. I think I had to run to check out Little Man's build when you totaled up. what was everything? Well, I guess it would basically be everything minus the 91, right? Minus the 91,283.
75, 77.
I'm guessing
plus 11.5 plus the liquidity, which is 913.
So I'm guessing about 91% or 90.9%. I'm betting
96.4%.
Whoa, really?
Not counting. Yeah, not counting this person sitting on 14 grand. This one's sitting on 10 grand, and this address right here.
Oh, those are 14. No, those are 14 million.
They've sent a bunch. Yeah, but 14 million is not really that significant.
No, it's not, because you're talking about 1 billion, right?
Yeah.
So if you do 1 billion minus, I'm just thinking 1 billion minus that 91 million is it should be like 90.1%, right? Am I doing my math wrong? Like if I just did that alone, like
this is just the top 3 addresses.
Siri, subtract 91.283 million from 1 billion. Oh my gosh, she's so bad. She's saying, "Do you want me to use ChatGPT to do that?" No, use your calculator function. Yeah, 908.71. Yeah, so 90.8%.
Yeah, 87%, not counting the locked liquidity.
Yeah. Whoa, dude.
Now, like I said, if you come over here to a little token that we call dark matter token,
even crazier.
You add up the 46.87. Oh.
And I love that it's just 1 million, dude, not dealing with the billions. It's so much nicer to have a token with low supply.
47. And I mean, it would be fun to discount the 500 burnt tokens forever, but that's not very much. That's like 0.005.
Yeah.
So 46 plus the treasury and fuel cells, which is 265.55, plus the mystery box, which has got 10.97. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think you left a zero off the last
10.97. Plus, then you got this mystery well right here with 3.98. And then you got Pink Mist Well with 1.69. And I would even add in this well right here has been minting. So that's plus 1%. Plus 1%.
Yeah,
I messed up something here.
Yeah,
I lost it. I lost it.
I don't know if you have the number. If you have a numpad on your computer, like I've noticed for me, it's way easier when I'm actually keying in on keys.
Yeah,
my
fingers
have to hit them.
Okay, so
and then you have the plus and minus on that keypad too. If you have a number keypad.
87.
Yeah, there you go.
Plus
this way you
26.55.
Yeah, see, way easier.
10.97 plus 3.98.
Yeah.
Plus 3.46 plus 1.69. That's Pink Mist Well right there. Plus 1 plus 1 plus. I'm going to do 0.5. I'm not going to add the firewalls in there because we don't know what he's doing yet. But we'll just do that, and that equals
96%
is locked up.
More than 96%. That's crazy.
3 of them are smart contracts.
That is so wild.
And yeah.
So
wait, I didn't add. Sorry, I didn't add the 3.46, did I? I didn't add the.
You didn't do 3.46.
I didn't.
No way,
I didn't add the lottery box, which is 3.46. So actually 99.848.
99.48, almost 99.5.
No, I think maybe I did add it.
That's bananas, dude.
I'm just saying, like, look at what we did with, 87% locked up, basically, or 75% locked up there, and then the liquidity. Just look at what a community can do to a chart,
dude. Exactly
in this market,
dude. Exactly, and the thing is, like as far as liquidity being thin, one of the reasons is, as you guys know, many of you guys benefited from the airdrop, and we're very glad you guys did. We're very glad other people did too, in the event that it brings them over into the ecosystem. However, if it didn't, even though it's small, the token price is significant enough that, if they dumped if we had thick liquidity and just the airdroppers dumped, like the chart feels that. And so it's like, let people dump their stuff or sell it on OX Bistro like right now and get out. And then we end up having fewer holders, just like this Pink Miss Whale chart. And then we see a chart like that, and that's what starts attracting more holders. And so when they see charts like that, as you guys know, people love buying green as opposed to buying red. Buffett always says buy when blood.
Yeah, people chase that green.
Buffett's done okay. But people like to do the opposite. They like to buy when euphoria is high, and they like to sell when there's blood in the streets. That's not how you make money.
Yep. Interesting. So
$969 of liquidity. 69. That's a good number. 969. It's a palindrome. Do you remember palindromes in school?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
The one that always blew my mind was that race car is a palindrome. It's spelled the same way, frontward and backward. Race car.
Yeah. So is a man, a plan, a canal, Panama.
A man, a plan, a canal. Wait,
Panama.
A man, a plan, a canal.
Yeah.
But that ends in an L.
A man. No, watch this. Yeah, a man, a plan, a canal.
Yeah, but see, spelled backwards, it's Lanac.
Panama. Nope. Backwards, it's a man, a plan, a canal. Panama.
Oh, I see. You have to add Panama at the end. Okay, a man, a plan, a canal, Panama.
Yeah.
That's crazy. A man, a plan, a canal, Panama. A man, a plan, a canal, Panama. Interesting.
Apparently, it's a song from Dan Smith as well.
Hey, smart guy.
Someone wrote a song.
Into palindromes. I'm gonna find out what are some more interesting palindromes just for a fun fact of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you call a reverse exorcism?
Tell me some very interesting palindromes.
When the demon tells the priest to leave the child's body. Oh my god. Case is coming in with the pedophilia jokes in here. Yeah, my lunch break. That was him on his lunch break. Wait, is that
Dude,
you today on your lunch break?
I don't believe this, bro. Hold on. Listen to answers ChatGPT gave me. It said, sure, palindromes are words or phrases that read the same forward and backward. A classic example is race car. Another fun one is madam. There are also longer ones like a man, a plan, a canal, Panama. Like they literally just did two of the three are ones we just said.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. See, we're almost as smart as ChatGPT, guys. We came up with two of the three.
Yeah. Well, I was raised before the internet. We had to memorize all sorts of useless stuff. I could tell you guys how many weeks Ace of Base I saw the sign was at number 1 on the top 40.
How many weeks?
It was 368.
Were they really?
Yeah, the sign that was back before the internet and Napster.
Dude, I jammed that while rollerblading, dude. It was the track, dude. I was jamming some Bone Thugs and Harmony, and then I'd also jam some bass secretly, only on headphones. I didn't want other people knowing I was listening to Ace of Base.
Yeah, that's what you listen to when you rollerblade.
Dude, exactly. What was the other one?
If you're rollerblading, it doesn't matter if people know what you're listening to.
There's one I liked way better than that. I saw the sign and opened up my eye. What was the other one that they did? There were 3 that were killer.
All that she wants. All that she wants.
All that she wants. Baby. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got the internet here. I don't know why.
I know I'm asking ChatGPT right now. Best Ace of Base songs. Some serious 90s pop. So the sign, all that she wants, then don't turn around. Then beautiful life, cruel summer, lucky love, living in danger, never gonna say I'm sorry. Happy Nation, Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune was a club hit in Europe before they blew up in the US. Interesting. That was before they were even.
I want to say how many weeks?
You said 368, right?
Yeah, I want to say that was the one.
Almost 369, dude. They were one away from that.
Ace of Base songs assigned spent 6 weeks at number 1 in the U.S. I'm calling bullshit on that.
You should ask how many weeks it was on the Hot 100. I believe that. No, to be number 1 is like no one's ever been able to do that. I mean, dude, music then moved too fast to be at the number 1. But if it was on the Hot 100, that alone is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Hot 100
number 1.
6 weeks at number 1. 6 weeks at number 1, but not how long at the whatever. It was the top. I listened to the top 40 every weekend as a kid. I knew way too much.
It was top 40 rather than Hot 100 then, right? I mean, I know Billboard's always used that, but I'm gonna ask how long they were in the top 40. How long the sign was on the top 40?
Yeah, it says 6 weeks.
32 weeks. Oh, wait, hold on. Number 32, steadily climbed. 26 weeks within the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100. Okay, now what about the top 100? What about the Hot 100? Becomes harder to it said spent total of 32 weeks on the Hot 100 chart.
32. Yeah, that's where I was getting the 300. No, I know.
Well, if it was on a specific genre, that would make it different. Like if you went to their genre, then and how long it stayed on there, you might get 360. I'm gonna ask it. I'm gonna say
it was the best-selling single of 1994. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna say I remember 368 weeks on a chart. Which chart would that be? And then that way it can because they'll even create charts for us to be like, well, if you wanted to look at it this way.
ABBA reincarnated. Very close to ABBA. Pulse Chain is the most intelligent. I got that song saved on my playlist for a while now.
The Sign?
Yeah. It's like damn good. The way it was produced is so clean.
Dude, the Billboard 200. So it says that likely refers to the Billboard Catalog's albums chart or the Billboard 200 in cases where classic album had extreme longevity. For example, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon famously spent 962 weeks on the Billboard 200, and even more when you count the top pop catalog albums chart when it re-entered after falling off the main chart. Other albums like Bob Marley's Legend and Journey's Greatest Hits. So it says if you're thinking about a song that rather than an album, then 368 weeks would likely refer to the Billboard Hot 100 recurrence. Oh, it's now forgetting that I said Ace of Base. Ace of Base, The Sign. People play like, is this what Don's and Max's chats
this
are?
This one actually shows you a balance out of all the games on here. The Whisper Wheel shows I got a balance of $4,324.
Say that again. You got a balance of how much?
$4,324 worth pulse, so almost a Billy pulse up here.
Okay, that's so crazy. The billion pulse dude is only
next is what you get out to the outer ring and get the big money. What's that?
A billion pulse for $4,000. That is so disgusting.
I don't think any of us envisioned this 3 years ago.
Like, well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's like again, it sounds like a very nice entry. Throw $4,000 and get a billion pulse. Like that's a good position.
Yeah,
you know, that's like putting in. What would you have to do at sack price to get a billion pulse? Was that 100,000 to get a billion pulse? I think 100,000 times 10,000 would be.
Yeah, that sounds.
No, 100,000 times 10 would just be a billion. There's no way it was only 10,000 to get a billion pulse.
I'm gonna spin this for you. Yeah, I got that fart noise again. That's okay. I'm just going to spin. Here's the thing is when you spin, you can change your bet before you spin again. So if you get to the outer wheels with the higher X's, you can actually go high on those ones. So I'm just going to stay low here. I'm actually going to go down to like, oh yeah, when you go down, it makes that dying noise. It makes you feel like a total loser when you cut your butt in half.
Dude, yeah, it was $100,000 to get a billion pulse feet on sack.
Yeah.
So for 4,000, you can get, dude. That's so down, bro. Down 96%. Oh.
Ugh, garbage. I'm trying to get next, and then I'll put my bet super high because you can't even lose on the outer ring. Like there's no 0x on the outer ring.
I just have to see how the rings work.
We lost 40%. I'm only betting 11 cents right now. There we go. So I'm on next. Now we want to hit
2 out of 6. So you have a third.
2x. That'd be good if I.
Dude, that's interesting. So yeah, you have a third of a chance to get to the next wheel, a 33% chance to get less than your initial investment, and then a 33% chance to get your same or more.
But you can change this to high risk and look at changes.
Oh, then you only have 1 that advances. Then you have 3 that. So you have 3. So half of them. No, that's 7. No, yeah. Then half of them will shrink your investment, and then 1/6 will go to next, and then 1/3 will do this. So it's still a 33% chance to get. It's they call it high risk, but really it's like it just increases the chance of 0.
Now I'm going to go low risk so I can hit next again. I want to hit next, and then I want to crank this up to something bananas.
Yeah.
Hit next again. Oh, okay. So check. This is the part that I don't think they're going to let you do in the live game, which is I can go like this.
Yeah, risk it all, baby.
Because there's
you can't lose.
There's no bad number
here.
Yeah,
you can't lose, dude. You just clean their casino out. Get it.
4x, dude.
4 billion pulse, dude.
Wait.
You're $17,000 now.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah. I don't
400 million. Wait. I thought it was $1 billion. Okay, so only 400 million.
Yeah. So now I got to listen to this right here. Listen to the.
We're not down as much as I thought we were, guys. Sorry, my bad. When I thought it was $1 billion for $4,000. That was different. It was 100 million for $4,000. That's a hilarious sound. They're like, it's like a sad noise. Like, don't decrease your bet. Mm-hmm. Increase your bet. The sad noise of like, oh, it's decreasing your bet.
I want to get next again. Here. Okay, I got next.
Odds are slim to get a next.
Oh.
Hey, still.
Yeah, but I'm betting 7 cents, so there's not a lot of dopamine on the table. I hate that fart noise.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, now one more, baby. Let's do that again. Oh, yeah, not
dude.
Bad.
Hey, I'd love to run the expected value of this. I could easily plug these into an Excel table and tell you what the expected value is.
It's such a funny noise. There's next. Okay, now we got to get next one more time. Yes! Well, watch this. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to
max out. Yeah.
This feels like knowing the secret to Mario Bros, doesn't it? Like
it is, dude. It's like, yeah, bet very little until you get the next, and then just increase your bet to.
Dude, let's see if we can hit 15x. 15x is the highest on this.
You'll be into the billions at that point. You'll be in the billions just off of 3x.
5x.
Yeah, so now you have 2 billion pulse now. Now you have 2 billion pulse.
Yeah. Dude, I like I said, I doubt they're going to let you do this when they watch this live. But it does feel good to win.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Crash took all of our money.
43 grand for a billion pulse. That makes more sense. I thought it was 4,300 for a billion pulse. And I was like, dude, there's no way.
I went to Crash and I came back here and it gave me the same weird balance of 43, 24, 61. So I lost it. I lost it when I went to Crash and then I went back to roll the wheel and it reset my.
Were you supposed to withdraw your winnings or are you not able to?
No, you can't withdraw them here, and Crash doesn't keep track of your winnings.
So because it's just testnet, right?
Yeah. Dice has, I think Dice was the only one with a cash out button.
Ooh,
no?
Dice is my game, dude. Give me 3 dice and let me play CeeLo. Ooh, yeah.
Okay. This one you got to add. You choose the chance, and the chance determines your payout.
So 50 for
you move this over here. I got a 99% chance of winning, but I'm only winning 1.01.
Hey, that's that 1% compounded every day, baby.
Every day, baby.
But in 100 days,
it takes you 99 days to get it back.
Based on the chance, you're gonna on one of those days you're gonna lose, and then your whole balance goes. So that's why it's hard to sustain a 1% gain on compounded stuff because you're putting the entire amount at risk.
I like to give myself a slight advantage and then doing the double down.
Yeah.
So we're gonna bet. We're gonna go give ourselves a slight edge, right here. We're gonna bet it, and I won. Cool. So we win. One. I'm just killing it here. I'm making almost doubling my money. Okay, cool. So we got a loss. So we're gonna double our bet. Again. 1. So technically you're supposed to go back to halving your bet. But sometimes I just like to let it ride. So you just do this every time you lose, you double down.
And in this model, that will work in the sense that in this model it'll work. If once there's a rake put in place, then it doesn't work anymore.
No, there is a rake.
There is? Okay, then yeah, then it's that 1%.
There's a slight percentage missing between
the rake. Yeah, it's got to be about a 1% rake. And so in that case, you keep doing this, but there's eventually a time when, even with the 99% chance that you will lose 99 times in a row, that will happen 1 out of every 100 times.
Yeah.
I remember in stats class in undergrad, I thought I was so genius taking this to my stats professor. This model of going back to $1, then doubling it each time I lose, and I wanted to have a confidence level of 95% that I could win, and it was it works, but those it was in roulette specifically, and it's those green zeros make a difference,
They do. I've seen a whole board almost full of zeros and double zeros.
Yep.
Before Vegas, where I'm like, holy shit.
Exactly.
They definitely make a difference. And there's the American roulette table has 2 greens. European roulette only has 1.
Yeah, we have 0 and double 0, and they have just double 0, I want to say.
Yep.
Or just regular 0. I forget.
Sorry if you guys are hearing the dogs go crazy in the background. I can mute. The UPS dude showed up with our Amazon package. Here we go. Yeah, so this one's kind of fun. You can stay within an amount. Although this doesn't tell you what your balance is. Or does it? No, it just tells me what I want.
I can't see because my picture's right underneath your your pulse, where it would say your pulse. Oh no, it should tell you. Oh no, it doesn't tell you up there. Does it tell you underneath the amount that you're betting?
This is really what you guys want to know. Whisper, this random number generator that is on chain, it goes and fetches a number within a block or 2. This is what we're working with on Pink Miss Well Game.
Yes. And as you guys know, we use Chainlink's random number generator, which is tried and true. And we would have gone with Whisper. Of course, we would have ran our own independent trials on it, or check the audits at minimum. But we're going to definitely use the Pink Miss Whale and of course validate it. And but we would have used this instead of Chainlink if it was available.
Oh, look, and they got their winners here and their names here, the bet amount, how much
you should be on there, dude, with your dude. Wheel of Fortune is the easiest one.
I never signed in. I don't think these are. I think these are all mock because there's nowhere for me.
Well, yeah, and they're not running them on chain, obviously.
And I'm not connected to my wallet.
Blocks aren't that fast, yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to give people something to come and play, watch, do some stickiness,
Exactly.
So, dang. Crazy. Absolutely nuts.
Dude, it's so weird the way your images cycle. It's so confusing. I
It's
never know which one it is.
Like having a caught when I flip through them.
But then it did one of you in a black jacket, standing up.
Yeah. Yeah, this one right here. So if I go here and I go to Elgato Virtual Camera, this is the last image that it pulled up.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's the one it showed. Or black shirt, yeah, not jacket.
Yep. And then this is my live one. But like I said, this still freezes. I'll get the Geek Squad over here one day to figure this out.
Dude, we should be able to figure it out with AI. But it's okay. You're using Elgato, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're using what kind of camera? And what are you connecting to your camera with? Just a USB-C? Do you right into your computer, just directly into your computer?
It only works with the cord that it comes with. It says it's a USB. It's got the blue one, so it's like the real high throughput. But I bought other ones off the internet that are also that same level of USB, and they don't work. It only works with the cord it came.
And
with.
that came with the Sony?
No, it came with the Elgato.
Oh no! Oh wait, Elgato. I thought what's your Elgato? What is Elgato?
Elgato is the camera I'm using.
Oh, it's not a Sony?
No, the Sony was heating up and had to be like overheating.
I know, dude. I've had to show a lot of people this trick. Did you know the trick of keep all the doors open, like battery door, all your other doors, like if you keep all, dude, if that's the trick. So I learned this from a photographer that does weddings, and he does a lot of them outside. And when you're in the heat in the summer, when you're doing like wedding photos, like you're in the heat, and so it heats up already just with the environment, much less just the camera's usage. And so when he's in a cool room, he's like, I open all battery doors, all the doors, and let it vent. Dude, you can go for hours. I was just on a podcast not related to crypto 3 weeks. You remember when I had to go do that podcast, and the camera overheated like within 30 minutes. And so I showed him that trick. We went for the next 3 hours without any issue, just opening all the different doors.
Isn't that crazy?
That's all you have to do. And they don't even tell you that. Like, they don't even tell you that. It has to be like some trade secrets that people find out about.
Yeah. It says math is hard. I'm glad it's our universal language. You should be on Twitch live with the game. Yeah, we could Twitch play the game.
Bro, no, people literally do, or Kick. Like, dude, you can get gambling contracts where like Kick, like Stake the Casino. If you can get an audience to come watch, then they will literally give you like $5,000 a day budgets to play with real money. Like, you can play 5,000. You just have to gamble it all, and then if you win it, that's fine. Then you get to keep it.
Yeah,
nuts.
And double lot wheels make a huge difference in the house advantage. The scam on roulette is the fact that house keeps at least 25% of your winnings.
Oh,
at least. There's only one actual fair bet in Vegas, and that is the craps. No, craps and the don't come line. So there's the come, don't come, or something like that. And basically, it gives you the correct odds for what you're risking versus what you would receive. And they're like, that's the only bet in Vegas that's actually a good deal.
In terms of if you just take it by the bet, Baccarat is the game that you can make the best odds with skill based.
Yeah.
If you know how to do it in terms of just instead of just playing odds, like you're still playing odds, but you can actually make the odds in your favor. Like
I didn't know that. I just did the odds and evens.
Yeah, the only difference is you can't just have like it's not like you can have like a blackjack cheat sheet and just follow the chart, like it's you got to know deep Baccarat, you know what I mean? Like you got to know
That's why the Asians are all around the Baccarat table,
dude,
crunching numbers and getting a good deal. Hexy Armstrong says he kills Cuatro Cinco, come and craps.
Yes, sir. Crispy, man. Good to see you, bro.
He knows he's I'm betting you Crispy's gone down the rabbit hole of all sorts of like betting and numbers and strategies.
Dude, Crispy, I want you might have some of the inside scoop. So on the new P-Dye, because I think you might have been coding that. I'm not sure if you were or not, but on the new P-Dye, so it's above peg right now, right? And I don't know who's providing liquidity or whatnot, but if it's above peg and it's a liquidity fork, is there a redemption mechanism that's delayed for a certain amount of time? Or because theoretically there should be an ARB opportunity there for people. But I just don't know if it's above peg, then it makes me think the liquidity fork isn't doing what it's supposed to, or which tells me that it's not a liquidity fork. Because obviously if you coded it, the thing would work flawlessly, So I just don't know enough about it yet. I've been tied up this last week with a bunch of stuff, and so I've been able to keep up on things. But just in case you have anything to add in that, curious.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything. I was really hoping that, like he says, he's not.
He's not involved. Okay, I just saw you on the stream, so I wasn't sure.
I was thinking we might be able to do a little bit of playing with the Pink Mist Well game, but we'll wait to hear from them. We have a meeting tomorrow morning with our team.
Yep, 9 a.m.
I can't tell you how awesome our team is right now. Like just destroying it.
We've assembled a dream team, guys. Like, so we had the original team that literally rinsed us. Like, we're talking every dollar put in. Like, it's like if you went to you went to French Laundry, and I'll even give you equivalent dollar wise. It's like if you went to French Laundry, brought 25 people, and did the wine pairings. So you're spending about $4,000 a person, right? Minimum. That's if you go with the cheaper wine pairings, and then they basically just come out and they say, "I'm sorry, our chefs worked really hard, and the sommelier worked really hard to pair the wines, but we don't have any food to bring out to you or wines because they just worked really hard and that took up all the money." You'd be like, "What?" Like, dude, I gave you guys money for my meal. Like, what are you talking about? That's literally what happened with the first devs. So this is pre-project, right? This is way pre-launch. So then we found our current guys, most of them, current guys who we still the whole team that we brought on way over a year ago to build, and then they built steadily for a year, and then launched. And then one of the guys, he had another project he had committed to most of his time. He's still able to help out. He's a really smart guy, but we were able to take the majority of that team, and then add some anyway, basically took like a lot of undiscovered talent that were exposed to the project, but gave them some more improved roles with some checks and balances in place. And we really have like the best team we've ever had now. Like they're how quick they are with things without compromising on security, just better synergy of a team, and more coders. Like there are more coders on it than there were in the beginning. And so that does help as well, but it's impressive in terms of the alacrity with which they move. Like they are very fast.
Yeah, he says I think it's a meme right now. He says that's because there is no peg. LOLs. Yeah.
Maybe it's not a fork. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it never went to Liquidy Fork.
No. So that's where the first $43 and both gum wrappers went. Yes, that's where our first I was telling them earlier, or last night I think it was during our sacrifice phase, we raised about $43 in 2 gum wrappers. We might be the lowest SAC in the history of crypto.
You're saying for dark?
Yeah, for anti-gravity. We had people bringing in like crushed cans.
Fortunately, we did do better. It did do better than that. That said, comparatively to Liquid Loans, yes, $43, maybe even less, and some gum wrappers.
Yep.
In fact, if you did compare it to Liquid Loans, it is almost about $43. Well, you'd have to have it on a scale though. But yeah, if you drop them to like 1 million instead of 100 million, then even then, I don't know if we got $43. But yeah, it's pretty wild, dude. 100 million, bro.
Yeah,
that's so crazy. I saw an interview. I guess they rebranded. It's not Liquid Loans anymore, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw an interview from CC on sometime last week. I don't even remember when it was. It was one of those like when I'm in the shower and I have things playing and then I hear an interview and I didn't know what they were talking about because I'm like, that sounds like CC from Liquid Loans. And then I had a different guy, not Walrus, that was interviewing him. I'm a younger dude, and he was saying something like, and now it's something powered by Liquid Loans is what it's called. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I could find the name, but it's still the same contracts. See on their page, they still have Liquid Loans, the page, but it's something else now. Let's see. What is the new name? It's like the something hub. It's not like StubHub, like the Crypto Hub or something. Dang it. How would I find this out? We have to check their, well, no, it wouldn't be on their channel. No, it would be on their channel. But they changed the name of the channel, so that's why, so you're now subscribed to a new channel that you don't even realize that you're part of. Let's see. I'm opening his X. Oh no, his name's Crypto Crazy. Let's see. It is called. Anyone else know what the name is?
Which one?
The new Liquid Loans. It's still called Liquid Loans, but they're actually changing they're doing a rebrand is what it is. Totally different name. which their X still says Liquid Loans, but since they were at the conference, what did anyone else know the name? Dang it. It's confusing because their site still says liquidloans.io.
Jeff says P.I. to one Dora. I don't know what a Dora is, but I put P.I. peg to one dong.
Oh, the Coin Zone. So if you go to Liquid Loans page, and then you click on their menu. Yeah, the Coin Zone. Click on that, and I think that just takes you back to their homepage. So the coins. Oh no, that takes you to something else. So, I see. The coinzone.com. It's now so it's something else. It's now crypto news, guides, and education made simple. So it's basically them doing what we've been talking about, which is like basically their own newsletter. They're saying stablecoins under siege. The SEC's new rules aren't what they seem. What is adaptive state sharding? 5.8 trillion. Fidelity pushes tokenized treasuries into the mainstream. Dude, I've got a local company here that's doing that is interesting. Let's see. Tornado cash sanctions. Oh, these are all older. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the Coin Zone is Liquid Loans' new. I don't know why they called it a rebrand then, because that's what they were calling it on stream, a rebrand. But if Liquid Loans is still Liquid Loans, it's not a rebrand. But yeah, the Coin Zone is the name of their new newsletter or whatever. Oh, the reason they said dong was because you did that. I see dong.
Yeah, because dong is what Fast Abdul goes in. He sends people 50,000 dong, and it shows up as red like a serious big super chat. So he's been hacking a lot of people Ran and some of the bigger channels by sending them $20 of dong, which looks like a lot of money, but it's not. But yeah, YouTube doesn't know how to figure that out.
That's hilarious, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, I need to catch up on what's going on in the ecosystem, like the different craziness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, bro. Hold on. I'm sending you something on text you need to see right now, bro.
All right.
I can't say it on stream. It's not about our project. Don't worry. It's just, oh boy. Dude, look at this, bro. This is the latest tweet an hour ago. Look at this. That's crazy. Dude, that is wild. That is wow. Sorry guys, I hate to ever do this where it's like just looking at someone else's X that's on.
Right. But this doesn't quite make sense.
It's just an interesting number, 100K, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's funny that Sami knows his name, but won't ever mention our names.
Yeah, so Sami's tweets, guys, if you want to check out Sami's tweets.
I still don't see this one.
Within 30 minutes of launching what? What was launched?
I don't know.
He's
got screenshots down here.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see what was so the whole Twitter was just deleted? That's what's claimed is that he deleted his Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a
pump token that was
launched.
It's
a pump token.
Oh, dude. So it wasn't a project, it was a pump token.
Yeah. I don't know.
Could be a hack. It's someone I trust a lot.
Yeah, he's got more trust than almost anyone I've ever met.
But there is no Twitter. His Twitter is gone. Could be hacked though.
Yeah, it could be hacked. Someone might have hacked his Twitter, threw up a meme coin and rugged. I don't see the person that we're talking about. Yeah.
I don't see them getting hacked either. So we'll have to find out.
He might get hacked, but I mean, Twitter is getting hacked is a lot easier to hack than other stuff.
Yeah, it is. However, if you can prove that a wallet, it's interesting.
That's weird.
That is weird. We need to get on the horn and find out what this is about.
Yeah, I mean, should I'll just text him and say, okay, what's up?
Yeah, I mean, it's saying the same too.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do a text. He's probably busy. Things are on fire. But yeah.
Everyone else is probably on X right now.
Are you streaming still?
Mm-hmm. They're just checking on something. Are you?
Dude, that's crazy, man. Yeah, show that to Jamie. Oh, I think he's on mute. Guys. So let's see. I'm gonna check the comments. Let's see. I can't pin them to this. P. One Dora. Then Hex Armstrong says on today's episode of As Saturn Turns. I like that. That's a good call. As Saturn Turns. So I can't do much when I don't have control of the like if I click Max and I need to share we need to add each other to our StreamYards. That way if I start the stream, then he can also jump in and pin comments. Like if I have to jump for a minute and vice versa. Because you can add teams in StreamYard, which is cool. Like you can add someone else's account to your team. Okay, Smo just posted something. Let's see. YT3 Chat GPT. Is this an image? Oh, it looks like a little Saturn image. Is that what it is? It's like a purple ring around it. Is that what I'm seeing, Smo? Is that the right image? Let's see. It's a cool Saturn image, if so. I just never know. You back?
I'm back.
Okay, yeah, she did a cool Saturn image. Smo did. And then Hex T said on today's episode of As Saturn Turns. That's classic. Well, dude, should we call it and
yeah. We'll come back if something big drops, or
yeah, we'll come back later this evening.
We'll be streaming after our team meeting tomorrow.
Yep. Well, for sure.
That's any updates that we have.
And then lottery in just a couple days, baby.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, he said he's hacked. He's gonna call me in a sec.
Okay. Yeah. Word.
So I when I saw it immediately, I was like, nah, not him. Not him. Now, had it been someone who hasn't.
Oh wait, was that it? It was a Pump Fun. It wasn't a Pump Tires contract. It was a Pump Fun contract.
Yeah.
So on Solana.
Yeah. Now, had it been somebody with a fondness for 80s movie cars and Western hats, I might have completely believed that.
Well, that's on. It just
seemed choice to make on today's episode as Saturn Turns.
Well, the thing is, like this, yeah. When you said that, I thought you meant Pump Tires, not Pump Fun. If it's Solana, yeah, prove that those. Like, I bet we could trace those wallets to like hackers that are doing it all over the chain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's.
I'm gonna play Dark Shadows or Dark Shadows Fall.
I don't understand why delete the account. That's.
Well, I think that once the hacker deleted it so that the main person couldn't get back on there and refute what was going on.
Well, no, but that's, I mean, they like with all the big celebs, they never delete them. Like they just get the pump out of it for the 20 minutes or whatever, and then they bounce. So, or maybe he deleted it just to protect it so that they couldn't. Maybe he disabled it. That's probably what he did. He probably disabled it so that he can make sure security's locked in.
I got to see if this one is pinned because.
But wait, we'll make it clear on this stream, and this just this is our opinions based off what we know about him as a good in real life friend, etc. But basically, somebody's tweet said something about Brandon rags to riches, and he it says that he basically tweeted and ran off with 100K. Brandon is not that kind of guy at all. Like very, very stand up dude, and and Solana wouldn't even be the route that he'd do something on. You know what I mean? And so it looks like there's screenshots of his address or his X account posting a pump fund contract. Don't get into it. It sounds like it's a rug token, but also you can't find his X. And so just if you do see the FUD, don't fall for it. Like at least, well, your guys' own call, but Max and I both have confidence and belief in Brandon. So that's just what we want to say publicly.
He's solid. He's a solid dude.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play this one right here. This is song and video from Rip City Pulse. Also follow him at Rip City Cuts. And this has the most beautiful version of a fuel cell I've seen yet. That's like his version of the fuel cell is my favorite so far. But yeah, have to enjoy this song, and we're gonna go out and we'll be back on maybe tonight if we got some news. But also Triplet Dad is in my neck of the woods, and Triplet Dad I might go down and grab some tacos and maybe go side by side or four-wheeling with him.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys are on side by side. So yeah, my off-road vehicles wouldn't keep up the same way. I mean, we'd be able to do some crazy stuff, but
you'd probably go on a lot of the same trails.
We'd go on a lot of the same trails. It'd just be different. You guys could go on a lot tighter trails than my beasts.
Your beast is for fighting crime.
I got two beasts. Yeah, the other one's not as big, but it's still a big boy. The other Jeep is still a big boy.
Well, let's go out on this one, and then we'll chat with you guys later. Love ya.
Love you guys.
Dark matter calling in the still of the night. Frequencies, fire, fuel cells ignite. Dark token shimmer, stars beyond flicker. The address which holds the evil unfolds. Strengthened arms not quivering. Evil never minting its whore. Down this dark and dreary road, jackpots found their simmering. Hit the button, claim its share. Gravity hover in the cosmic air. Fuel cells burn. Brightness lights the rays. Dark matter tempts this risky embrace. You've run deep in this sequential daydream. Vaporize, hold an enticing hero's fight. Which will it be? Mystified in these crypto frequencies. This lottery spin phase by phase. Evil address real in half the days. Winning mounds of unscraped sits. A dormant prize in this cosmic.
So sick looking, dude.
Windows, chance takes flight. Fuel cells bloom through the coded night. Burn it, keep it. Your mind is such a mess. How long can this go on? Fuel cells burn. Brightness lights the rays. Dark matter tempts this risky embrace. Chills run deep in this sequential daydream. Vaporize, hold an enticing hero's fight. Which will it be? Mystified in these crypto frequencies. Scrape button glows, this chance to seize the loot. Evil stash rolls to the next group. Bigger pots, the winners rise. Higher stakes light up the skies. 33 phases, the finite journey's arc. Pulse chain thrives through the endless dark. Holder's choice, the stars align. Anti-gravity's ours, by this the grand design.
mind. Fuel cells burn, brightness lights the rays. Dark matter tempts this risky embrace. Years run deep in this sequential daydream. Vaporize, hold an enticing hero fight. Which will it be? Mystified in these crypto frequencies.
That's beautiful, man. Dude, is that you? You're muted.
Yep,
muted.
that's
Is
me.
that you?
That's me.
Dude, what the heck?
Small Spider made that.
Oh, did she really? I was gonna say, dude, it looks...
All right. Well, hey, we love you guys. We'll
Dude,
catch you later. We'll let you guys know what we know when we know it. And yeah, stay awesome.